Welcome back. The Tigers and Devil Rays still to come tonight. It's the first time the Tigers will play an expansion team on its opening night. We hope you've enjoyed the pregame show. I'm John Keating. We can't kick off a season without the voice of Ernie Harwell, waxing poetic. Here's Ernie.
Lo, the winter is past. The rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The time of the singing of birds has come, and the voice of baseball is heard in our land.
If you're not going to strive to be the best, then there's no reason to play at all.
High fly ball, right, it's deep, and it is long gone.
That is off the roof. Stay right through.
And another home run. Oh, he has lost this one. Ortiz going back, and he caught it.
Oh, breaking ball. Stay right through. That's a nasty breaking ball.
For this season, I want to win the championship.
'98 means the 98th season of Tigers baseball, but today, a day of firsts. It is our first regular season broadcast on Fox Sports Detroit. 2 new announcers for you, and the first game in the history of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. From Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, Tigers baseball is on the air. And welcome, I'm Josh Lewin. He is Kirk Gibson. Ernie Harwell will be joining us in the 4th inning. And everybody's getting very excited, obviously, about opening day. It's all they're talking about here in Tampa with good reason.
Josh, nothing more exciting than opening day. You got a new stadium, you got a new franchise, and a new city. Double the excitement.
And the last time the Tigers christened somebody's brand new ballpark, excitement only tells about, half the story. 16-0 at New Comiskey. That was back in 1991. Frank Tanana with the shutout. There's Sparky. Pete Incaviglia was in the house. Of course, he's back again. And the Tigers and the Devil Rays will be playing ball today. Kirk and I will have all the action for you from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, to be precise. And it's all coming up on Fox Sports Detroit. Opening day excitement. It's finally here.
Let's go.
I'm ready. Hopefully you guys are too. It's all coming up from Tampa Bay. And we'll be back to you in just a little bit. The Tigers and the Devil Rays. Justin Thompson on the mound for Detroit. Wilson Alvarez for the Devil Rays. It's coming up after this.
Now's the time to roll into Sears during our spring tire and wheel sale, because you can save $20 to $60 on a set of 4 select Michelin, Bridgestone, Trailhandler, or Viper tires. Plus, save an extra 10% off sale prices on all Z Racing custom wheels when you buy tires, too. This sale ends soon, and the clock is ticking. So get in, get tires, and get rolling. Sears Auto Center.
With all its room, power, and payload, a Dodge truck can go just about anywhere. Right now, your Dodge dealer is taking this truck someplace a Dodge truck rarely goes. On sale. Announcing the National Dodge Truck Sale, where you can lease this Dodge Ram loaded with a mighty Magnum V8, air, and an automatic for just $229 a month. Or you can lease this hot Dakota Sport for just $199 a month and get a Magnum V6 at no extra charge. Select Dodge trucks now on sale at your friendly Dodge dealer.
If you need cash, you do have a lot of choices. So why should one company stand out among the rest? Because at Capstone Mortgage, we get you your money. It's that simple. Capstone Mortgage will approve your loan and get you the cash you need. No hypes, no headaches, no false promises.
Free!
Call 1-800-351-7555. That's 1-800-351-7555. Capstone Mortgage. We have millions to lend.
will your gas dollar take you? Well, that depends where you spend it. At Clark, you'll get gas that's as good as any of the big guys, but you'll pay less for it. That way, you get more gas for your dollar, which means your money will take you farther. We call that more miles per dollar. Clark, great gas, great price.
You're watching Fox Sports Detroit. Fox Sports News. We are there. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
They're ready here in the Tampa Bay area. The season actually has already started at other points on the map. Former Tiger Mark Lewis had the very first hit of the season in the Phillies-Mets game today. And now we're just about a minute away from getting this one started here at Tropicana Field. Josh Lewin, Kirk Gibson with you. And ready for the Tigers starting lineup for Buddy Bell. It's going to be Brian Hunter, who will be at the plate for the very first pitch ever thrown by a Tampa Bay Devil Ray pitcher. Dodge brings you the Tigers lineup. It is Hunter, Roberts, then Higginson and Clark. Damian Easley at second, Luis Gonzalez in left, Joe Randas at third, Joe Oliver is doing the catching, and Billy Ripken, Cal's little brother, is the starting shortstop in place of the injured Davy Cruz. There's the Devil Ray defense, and Wade Boggs, of course, is one of the big guys that they've brought into this mix. Fred McGriff, like Wade Boggs, a native of this area. They're the cornermen, and a veteran corner combo it is for Tampa Bay. You're looking at Wilson Alvarez, the former White Sox, the former San Francisco Giant. And here he is as the guy that will get the very first assignment in Tampa Bay Devil Rays history. Talk about Wilson Alvarez, and you look at last year's numbers. You scout this guy out a little bit, Kirk. What are we looking for?
Well, Wilson Alvarez likes to, he loves his fastball. As a matter of fact, 7 out of 10 times you're going to see him throw his fastball when he gets behind batters. He likes to keep the ball low and away. His biggest problem really has been his weight. And when you get overweight, sometimes you lose your stamina. In opening day, it will not matter because it's just the first game of the season. But as we see him throughout the season, if he lets his weight and conditioning get out of shape, he'll be much more hittable.
Well, since the Dome opened here in this area in the late 80s, they have played, they say, 16 different sports here. They have played hockey, they've played arena football. Monster truck racing has graced this place, but until now they've never had baseball. The pitch for baseball started 22 years ago, and that pitch finally crosses home plate right about now. Brian Hunter settles in the batter's box, and he knows that no matter what happens with this first pitch, Gibby, they're going to get that baseball and send it off to Cooperstown.
I think Brian would love to have that ball, but it's not going to happen.
The first pitch in the history of the Devil Rays franchise is a ball. And you know that Richie Garcia, a native of this area, would have loved to have called it a strike. Wilson Alvarez didn't give him much of a choice on that.
Didn't I predict that he was going to throw a ball?
Yes, you did, as a matter of fact.
You can't imagine the excitement in these players' hearts right now. Everybody's all pumped up, and like I say, it's playoff baseball today.
In March. Earliest start for the Tigers ever, March the 31st. And a 6-game road trip to open up here. Tampa Bay, then Baltimore. That one doesn't go to Cooperstown, but the fans do love it, and it is a sold-out house as you'd expected. Seats just a little less than 50 grand in here. Brian Hunter behind in the count, 1-2, and atop the Tiger order this year. Well, you go with the Killer Bees, Brian, Bip, and Bobby. The top third of the order, that'll be pretty consistent for 2B, Buddy Bell.
Very consistent at the top. Might see some off-speed stuff. First breaking pitch, maybe.
Chop ball, and there's Fred McGriff. How appropriate is that? He is the local hero. He comes back home, having played his high school ball in this area, Jefferson High School, and he records the very first out in the history of the Devil Ray franchise.
Well, it's got to be kind of exciting for Freddie to come back. You also have Wade Boggs, who's coming in. back to his hometown, and Luis Gonzalez is in the area. So lots of free passes today.
Here is Biff Roberts. Switch hitter in the mold of Tony Phillips. Little guy that can hit for average and occasional power. But Gibby, I think with Biff, what you're looking for is simply being able to work the count, and that's what Buddy Bell loves about this year's team. Contact hitters, guys that are pretty smart up there.
The first time around, though, Josh, you're going to find out that nobody really has a game plan. They just want to get through this first time through the order. Biff, it's going to be hard for him to be patient. You know, Wilson's throwing the fastball.
Sprayed into the seats and foul. It's 1-2 to Biff Roberts. Just getting going here from Tampa Bay. Great to have you with us. And Buddy Bell modeling that retro Tiger cap. They've taken the orange bill and the orange button on top away.
Buddy was a little nervous this morning when we saw him at 8 o'clock.
Down goes Biff Roberts, 2 away here in the top of the first.
Like I said, Wilson Alvarez, he's just raring back. He's all pumped up, and he's just throwing gas. That's right down Broadway, just challenging Biff. Not a surprise.
Bobby Higginson, the Tiger batter, no score.
I might also add that I think Biff would like him to continue to throw that kind of cheese, because he'll gauge it. He'll have to start mixing it up.
And you talked about Wilson Alvarez and how excited he's got to be. He's got his dad in the stands here today. He's seeing him play professional baseball for just the second time ever. Towering pop foul. That'll get out of play. Venezuela native is Wilson Alvarez. And his dad, a furniture maker back down there, finally got his visa to leave the country, come here to see his son, who during the strike a few years ago worked in that furniture shop just to make a little extra money and keep busy. Soft stuff fades away. It's 2-1 to Bobby Higginson.
Talked to Higgy before the game, and he knows he's going to be sitting on fastball. He knows when he gets behind, he's going to throw fastball, and he'll be sitting on something he can hit here. Probably sitting on the heater.
Speaking of heat, the air-conditioned comfort that they promised the players has not really made an appearance yet. There's a lot of people here giving off a lot of heat. Change of pace, and it's 2-2.
And there you have it. You know, fooled me, fooled Higgy. Everybody scouted Wilson Alvarez, and it's his first off-speed pitch of the game.
Winningest Venezuelan pitcher ever in the history of the game, Wilson Alvarez. And Higginson fighting with him here. It's still 2-2. They've been cheering the foul balls very loudly here. Of course, we take it for granted at Tiger Stadium. We've been catching foul balls out there for a long time. These fans haven't had that chance yet. Here comes a 2-2 to Bobby Higginson. And the first full count of the afternoon. Tony Clark looms on deck. John Keating was telling you in the pregame show about that huge spring that Tony had. Only Mo Vaughn had more home runs in the American League.
Bringing a lot of confidence into this season.
Higginson clips it foul, fighting it lefty versus lefty here.
Got a good battle going on. Because Wilson threw that first off-speed pitch while he was behind in the count, now Bob Higginson's made the adjustment. He's just going to flick the fastball into the stands. He's got to protect against that off-speed pitch.
Cranks it in the air to center field. Quentin McCracken back. Leaps, and he's got it. An acrobatic way to christen this ballpark. The Devil Rays are coming up for the first time ever. Right after this on Fox Sports Detroit.
Well,
My Discover card statement reads like a wish list.
What?
Toys. I like toys. I love pinball machines. This will improve my golf game. It is unbelievable to me how fortunate I've been in my life, and I can't ask for anything more. Discover card cashback bonus, no competition.
It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
If you like surprises, you'll like a lot of tire stores. See, they'll quote you a low price to get you in the door. Then you find out about all the extras they forgot to tell you about, like valve stems, mounting, balancing, until, surprise, you're paying up to $20 extra per tire.
Other stores may charge extra for extras. At Bell Tire, get the low out-the-door price you came in for. The extras are free.
When it comes to tires, I don't like surprises.
Bell Tire. We always beat all deals or it's free.
You have a good time tonight?
Oh, yeah. Too much fun. Too much fun. Just mingling with everybody. I had a nice time, you know. Oh, it was pretty bomb. It kept me boogieing, you know what I'm saying? I was getting into the groove with the ladies, having a nice time.
Your groove with the ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You meet all kinds of ladies?
Oh, yeah.
I've got a couple ladies you met tonight. Do you remember any of the names?
No, I don't remember none of the names, you know, but... You know, I wish I can get some numbers, though.
Oh, yeah?
Justin Thompson has the opening day assignment for the Tigers. Here's the lineup he'll face. Quinton McCracken at the top for the Devil Rays, and Miguel Cairo batting second. Then names that you've heard of: Wade Boggs and Fred McGriff. Mike Kelly's after that. Sorrento, Flaherty, the former Tiger, of course. Dave Martinez and Kevin Stocker to round it out. There's the defense, and of course Bobby Higginson. You know that he's going to be gunning it from right field. Quinton McCracken will become the first ever Devil Ray hitter, and not an easy first assignment here. With Justin Thompson, he won 15 last year. The ERA was just a shade over 3 for the big guy out of San Antonio. Site of a pretty good basketball game last night. Billy Ripken in the hole. Gets his man. Nice play by Billy Ripken.
Very good play by Billy. Got his feet in position. Made a good, strong throw.
Billy's in there until Davy Cruz is healthy, and that should be around April 20th, maybe April 25th, thereabouts.
Here you see Billy Ripken getting his feet around real good. Come up and make a nice, strong throw. Quinton McCracken with good speed. Josh, you're going to see Justin throw most of the right-handers inside and the left-handers away. He's going to throw that low gas. The reason for that, his fastball naturally cuts in on the right-handers, and if he throws that ball inside to a left-hander, it'll run out over the plate, and he doesn't want it out there.
Shaves that outside corner, and Justin Thompson from last year, those innings. That's what they love, the fact that he was up and over 200.
And they feel if he can get him another 200-plus innings, he's going to be up around 20 wins.
Goes to 2-1 on the rookie Miguel Cairo, who has changed his number, not from 13, but to 13. And with Wade Boggs on deck, you know he's thinking that's a shade unusual. Tapper back to Thompson, and now he will face one of the league's more superstitious players, Wade Boggs.
And you look at the scouting report on Justin. Basically a fastball pitcher. Does have a good breaking ball and changeup. Will use it. Tough inside on right-handers. Will throw mostly away on left-handers. Justin has great intensity. Likes to be on the mound. Likes to be up early this morning because he was excited. About 5 o'clock or so. JT was on his second breakfast, and we went down at 8.
Well, here is Wade Boggs, and again, he is the guy that has returned to his roots. Played his high school ball here in Tampa. In fact, the field on which he played is now named after him at Plant High School. That is what Wade Boggs usually does. Hits it to the other way, and from out of the dirt, Tony Clark scoops it away.
Nice scoop, Tony.
And the Tigers do not allow a base runner here in the bottom of the first. We'll play the second with Tony Clark leading it off. No score.
They
things in life can change like that. All that work, and it's gone. But Farmers Insurance can help you get things back to the way they once were. That's why everything we do, from the way policies are written to the way claims are handled, revolves around getting you back to that point. Isn't that what insurance is supposed to do? Hey, wires can short out. Toasters can catch fire. These things happen. But with Farmers, we can at least help get you back where you belong.
In the mid-1970s, a hard-working young entrepreneur had a vision to build a state-of-the-art dealership in suburban Detroit. Over the years, Al Dietrich Gold's GMC truck has been providing their customers with quality products and service at an affordable price. Sure, the products have changed, but the dealership's commitment to ensure that each and every customer is completely satisfied remains the same. Al Dietrich Gold's GMC truck on Highland Road, just east of Airport Road in Waterford.
The biggest thing to happen to TV since color. Introducing TCI Digital Cable. All the channels you get now, plus lots more. More movie channels. More new programming. More of the kind of TV you want for not much more than you're paying now. Right through the cable you already have. Call this number to hook up to TCI Digital Cable.
Fox Attitude. You're watching Fox Sports Detroit.
Larry Rothschild is the manager of these Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Tony Clark will be facing Wilson Alvarez. We talk about Larry Rothschild. Of course, his big league playing experience was with the Tigers. In the early 80s, a Kirk Gibson teammate. Here's Alvarez hopping ahead of Tony Clark, 2 strikes.
Tony's really cut down the swing with 2 strikes, Josh. That's what experience will do for you. You're going to see Tony shorten up his swing.
And with that, punches it towards right. He's got the first base hit at this ballpark. And with an 0-2 count, that's why he was working so hard with Damian Easley. And I'm sure he's looking for Damian right now to give him a little bit of a wink and a smile. That was vintage Damian Easley right there, not Tony Clark.
Yes, it is, and that's vintage Tony Clark and a little bit of experience. Got 0-2. Just like I said, stayed on the ball a little longer. As big and strong as Tony is, he has to learn to realize, which he's just proven right there, just stay on the ball and fight it off your fist. Nice little bloop single to right field. Mistake by Wilson Alvarez. Should have got it in farther.
Damian Easley takes a strike, and if nothing else, Wilson Alvarez is getting ahead of most of these Tiger hitters. Reaches out. That's a base hit into right field. And again, a Tiger who is down in the count simply meets the baseball, guides it to the opposite field. The good friends Easley and Clark with Xerox copies. And it'll bring up the Tampa native. There's a lot of Tampa natives to tell you about in this game. This is Luis Gonzalez making his regular season Tiger debut. He's got about 18 or 20 folks here, including his grandmother. And he says his grandma, whenever she comes to watch him play, wears a helmet and brings her glove. Wants to make sure that she doesn't get conked with a baseball. Great RBI opportunity here for Luis Gonzalez.
And Josh, here you got no outs. Luis Gonzalez got to be very selective right here. Don't want to help Wilson Alvarez out of a mess he's got himself into. Don't want to hit into a double play. Be very selective. Get a ball you can drive.
The infield hoping to coax a double play and working with his infield. Alvarez just trying to get Luis Gonzalez to chase that last one. Outside part of the plate, trying to beat it on the ground to third, but Gonzalez too smart a hitter.
Luis is the perfect guy for us to have up there right now. He's got the experience. He's looking in a particular zone for the fastball.
That the corner. It's 2-1. You talk about guys that can deliver you great RBI production from the number 6 spot in the order. Buddy Bell knows that last year's champion, the Florida Marlins, their leading RBI man, did it from the number 6 spot. That was Moises Alou. No reason to think Gonzalez can't put up a 90 RBI, 100 RBI year hitting where he is. Call the ball at 3-1.
Alvarez, maybe Richie helped him out a little bit. Richie Garcia on the pitch before gave him that wide corner. Alvarez is staying out there. Now he's got to come to him. I would be very surprised if you'd see anything but a fastball here.
And Gonzalez to the opposite field for him. Tony Clark rumbles around through a stop sign for a moment. Now scrambles back. Perry Hill was holding him up. And the Tigers have the bases loaded. Nobody out in the second inning.
Tell me the replay didn't show part of the ice again. Very good hitting here by Luis Gonzalez. He's figured him out. He knows he's going away. He doesn't try and pull the ball. And you might wonder why Perry Hill has held Tony Clark up. You have no outs. If you watch Perry Hill, the third base coach, he comes down, he's watching it. He's watching him right here. Then he gives him the hands up to stop. No outs, bases loaded.
Well, Joe Randa, another guy that's expected to pile up some RBI numbers. It's a pretty nice opportunity for that here. Had 60 runs batted in with Pittsburgh last year. It wasn't often he came to the plate with the bases loaded with that team getting by on guile. This Tiger team, a lot of contact hitters and some veteran savvy.
And Joe Randa's in the exact same position that Gonzalez was just previously at. Got to stay on this pitch and drive it to the middle of the field. You have to tell yourself that the last thing you want to do is roll one over and hit yourself into the double play.
Randa clips it. It is 1-1. No score for now. Top of the second. But Tony Clark's at third. Damian Easley at second. Luis Gonzalez at first. All three men getting on with opposite field base hits.
Vintage Tigers, what Randy Smith went after. People are going to stay on the ball.
In there for a strike 1 and 2. And the crowd, I don't know if you've sensed it, Gibby, but there's this real air of anticipation, almost like a guy setting up for a golf shot. Every time the pitch is about to be made, everybody hushes up to see what happens.
Yeah, and that time Alvarez did a good job. Opened Joe Randa up with 2 off-speed pitches. Came inside with the fastball.
1-2 coming. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And keep in mind, Joe Randa led the team in walks during spring training. Another guy that knows how to work the count. And he's a guy that feels like he can shake that label of being a minus defensively. Didn't make a single error during spring training. He says once he's back on the regular grass of a home field like Tiger Stadium, he'll be fine.
And we talked to Joe Randa today about the fact that he had a turf infield and a dirt infield position. And very tough. It's very challenging for all the infielders because the turf gives you the big bounce. And as soon as it hits the dirt, the ball's going to stay down more and it's going to pick up topspin. So everybody's going to have to stay down on these balls. They're going to have trouble with them. They're going to get handcuffed.
There's the former Tiger, Larry Rothschild, a rookie, big league manager. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Joe Randa. Bases loaded, nobody out. We're in the top of the second, no score. Opening day, 1998. Clark, Easley, and Gonzalez, your runners.
Getting a little tight out there. Got to make the pitch.
Here's the payoff. Socked over Boggs and into left field. 1 runs in. Here comes another. And a double for Joe Randa. It is 2-0 Tigers.
Excellent hitting, excellent at bats. Geez, Josh, we could get used to this, couldn't we? I like see these guys, the way they're working the count, you can see they're very comfortable with 2 strikes on themselves. I feel like Joe Randa got an off-speed pitch there, stayed back, and pulled it. If that would have been a fastball, you would have saw the ball go the other way. That's the Tigers' new approach, and it pays off.
And the new catcher, Joe Oliver, comes to the plate. Runners at second and third. Still nobody out. It's 2-0 Detroit. That one flashed foul from Joe Oliver. You look at the bottom of the order this year, Joe Randa, Joe Oliver, and eventually Davy Cruz. You get the sense there will be a little bit more production from the bottom of this year's order than from the bottom of last year's. Last year, the number 7 hitter for the Tigers hit around 220. No matter who was in there, the overall batting average from that spot was 221, as a matter of fact.
Well, Josh, if you look here, now they've got the corners in, okay? And Joe Oliver's trying to go right through that hole right there. This is what's the beauty of having people on base. You got that big hole there, you got that big hole there. Go get him, Joe.
He's down 0-2. And the defensive 2-strike cut. So I guess it makes more sense here to shoot for that gap in right center than left center now, right?
Joe Oliver knows how hard Wilson Alvarez throws, and he's going to try and hit the ball the other way. The fastball is going to go to the right side of the infield. Anything else off speed, he's going to stay back and wait for it, and they'll probably pull that pitch.
Reaches out, bloops it into right center, just as Kirk told you he might. 1 run scores. Here comes Randa, and he's going to score to make it 4-0 Tigers. How about the down in the count hitting from the Tigers, getting base hits on 0-2, 0-1, 1-2.
Randy Smith's got to be happy, doesn't he?
Raises for everybody. Let's go.
You see Joe Oliver goes down, sitting on that off-speed pitch. Look at this high hop he's getting here off the turf. Almost made a mistake.
Well, and Justin Thompson already leading 4-0. He's got to feel pretty nice about that. Here we were, Kirk, talking about how the killer bees at the top of this order were going to be the catalysts offensively. They went down like little soldiers there in the top of the first. Here in the top of the second, everybody else gets on. Billy Ripken ahead in the count 1-0. Now, the first time Billy Ripken saw Wilson Alvarez pitch, he saw Wilson Alvarez pitch a no-hitter. Ripken was on the bench when Alvarez no-hit Baltimore in what was Alvarez's second major league game. In his first major league game, this guy didn't get out of the first inning. 5 batters faced, none of them retired. One of the guys that he walked as part of that carnage is now playing first base for him today, Fred McGriff. Ripken patiently takes it all the way to 3-0.
Very patient today.
You saw Joe Oliver. He's your runner at first with still nobody out. This is where Wilson Alvarez came in. We talked about that start. 5 batters faced, nobody retired. That's exactly what he's got going on here in the second inning. Muscles up, guides it into left field, and it'll die short of the track. So finally the first out here in the top of the second inning. And Gibby, you can make the case that if you're going to get to Wilson Alvarez, you better get to him early. This is a guy that
once he gets his momentum going, he's tough to catch up to.
But then, as you see in the later innings, 7 through 9, that's when he starts to tucker out. It's usually a case where if he's good in the first inning, he'll get you through 6 and then tire in the 7th.
That's right.
Not the case today yet, because it's been a rocky second inning.
Well, we are encouraged by that, and we're not going to complain. Hope this is a preview of many games to come.
Already active. action in their bullpen. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays have Dan Carlson getting loose here in the second inning. Ryan Hunter at the plate. He's got a count of 1-1. Runner at first, one down. And 4 runs have come around here in the Tigers' second. Told you Alvarez not shy about coming inside with a hard fastball. Ryan Hunter says he likes that challenge.
Ryan Hunter likes any challenge that you put in front of him, and that's why this whole attitude is kind of rubbed off on everybody.
Solid shot, another Tiger base hit. Waiting back on that one, didn't get to the plate with nearly the velocity as that previous fastball.
See, what the Tigers have done here, really, Josh, is you're seeing Alvarez throw way more changeups than you would think that he would normally throw. And this is a changeup, a straight change. It's up over the plate, and Brian Hunter just tees off on it. And a little bit of a seeing eye thing going on there.
Great speed at first, but no speed at second, and Joe Oliver. If Roberts up there taking, it's 1-0. That's the ultimate juxtaposition of base runners that the Tigers have going right now. Hunter, maybe the fastest guy.
And he'll be ready to catch him.
Yeah, Oliver's got to be careful he doesn't get lapped or picked off. Well, you get the sense if the struggle continues here from Alvarez, we'd at least see a visit from Rick Williams, their pitching coach, and we had the pleasure of riding up in the elevator with his dad, Dick Williams. Longtime Major League manager.
And a guy I did a little bit of battle with, especially in 1984 when he let Goose Gossage talk him out of walking me.
That's right. But he got the Tigers back in '72 when the Oakland A's got by him in Game 5. Blue Moon Odom and Vita Blue, I believe, combined on that one. There's a strike to Roberts. And it's 1-2, a 2-on, 1-out, 4-0 Detroit. Breaking pitch, and Roberts stays alive at 1-2. Now, Wilson Alvarez, remember last August, he was a Chicago White Sox, and then as part of that great Chicago fire sale, they shipped him off to San Francisco with the other 4 or 5 best players that the White Sox had. And that was it for the Chicago season. Up and in. And Roberts spinning out of the way, 2-2.
You got to wonder with Jerry Reinsdorf, you know, he went out and spent all that money in the beginning of the year, and halfway through the season decided to abandon ship. They were only a game and a half out of the playoff wild card.
Very high pop-up. That'll drift all the way out into right center. McCracken takes care of it for the second out. How difficult will it be for the outfielders with this kind of grayish white roof here at the Dome?
It seems to be getting a little dark outside right now, Josh, and it's not going to be that big of a problem. Maybe on a bright, sunny day, when the sun goes under the clouds, it may just be the same color as the ball. You might not want to take your eye off the ball. But the guys say that this has really got a pretty good background.
Bobby Higginson slams one towards second. Cairo down to grab it. And the inning's finally over, but the Tigers bat around in the second. They put 4 on the board on 6 base hits, bottom of the second coming. Justin Thompson's got a 4-run lead to work with.
you looking for in an appliance store?
Great deals on lots of brand names.
Just come to Walters and you'll find everything you're looking for.
Come on.
You're watching Fox Sports Detroit.
Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay. And they finally have this place open and they're ready for business. Combines the artificial turf with the all-clay base paths instead of just the clay sliding pitch that you'd normally see at an indoor facility. So it kind of looks like a traditional grass field. And we have been told expressly not to call the clay dirt because you'll upset the head groundskeeper here, Mike Williams. This is Alabama clay that Justin Thompson is standing on from the banks of the Tennessee River. And this is Fred McGriff that he has to face, opening up the bottom of the second, 4-0 Detroit. And a splintered bat, ground ball to Billy Ripken. Wow, Justin Thompson sawed him right off.
Yes, he did, JT. Actually, that ball was cutting away, and I think Freddie McGriff hit that ball right off the end of his bat. Thought he had a nice fastball out over the plate. Broke over the outside corner. And if you see it breaking away right off the end of the bat, Justin's ball naturally cuts. And you don't see that because the spin is so tight, you don't see that as a hitter. You see Freddie? Got to reach a little bit for it.
Now Mike Kelly, the former Atlanta Braves prospect. They're saying around here, Gibby, that becoming a Devil Ray is kind of like flying a certain airlines, and that it helps if you go through Atlanta. You know the airline I'm talking about, but Mike Kelly, a guy that was the #2 pick in the nation of the Atlanta Braves and never really got it going. He ended up with the Cincinnati Reds last year. And this is a quintessential example of a brand new start for somebody with an expansion team.
Well, you're right. And actually, people said that about Detroit from an airline from San Diego. But, you know, a lot of people came over to this expansion franchise from the Atlanta Braves organization. And the guys know their minor leagues. And when those people become exposed in the draft, they're right on them.
Joe Oliver clipped with that last foul. Russ Miller out to have a look. No. Well, was there a contact there?
Yeah, right underneath the leg, the hamstring. Could have been worse.
I know what you mean.
That had all skin.
Looked like it was a 2-shot, though, too, because it also got Richie Garcia.
But Richie wasn't flinching, was he?
No, he's an ex-Marine. Are you kidding?
He would never show that.
That's a guy that cheated his way into the Marine Corps. Put lifts in his shoes to convince him that he was 5'9½". Something that I ought to try, by the way, just so that you and I don't, you know,
on our open, so I don't have to sit down. Yeah, you're right.
Or so I don't have to stand on a box. Exactly. 2-1 the count to Kelly. It's 4-0 Tigers. And a pretty nice pitch from Justin Thompson squares the count 2-2.
Everybody should be watching Justin. When his ball's coming, it's not only cutting inside, but it's down. And he's throwing the ball 90, 92 miles an hour down. It's easier to throw the ball hard up. But when you've got it down and you've got it cutting, it's that much harder to hit. You see what I'm talking about right here? You watch this coming out. This is right after the guy's toes. Those pitches are breaking down and in. Very hard to get your bat on it.
Kelly late on the next one. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes to him. Got a veteran on deck in Paul Sorrento, another veteran after that, and John Flaherty.
And you're going to see Justin go to his bread and butter, fastball cutting in.
Yes, you are. And you're going going to see a very high pop-up. Joe Oliver sheds the mask and locks it up.
And Justin just gave somebody a bruised thumb on that one. Like I said, as your approach as a hitter, they know it's cutting, but you can't see the spin. The spin is so tight on that pitch. You go to react to the ball, and by the time you go to get your bat to the zone, the pitch is another 3 inches inside on you. And he just sawed him off right there.
Here's a guy, Sorrento, that's been playing for winning ball clubs lately. First for Seattle. Last year for the Indians.
This is a guy you don't want to throw a high fastball to. Likes the ball up and out over the plate. Got great power to the middle of the field.
Lefty, that's how Justin Thompson has really, in large measure, made his living. He just squashes left-handed hitting, but Larry Rothschild not scared by that. He's run 4 lefties into his starting lineup today. One of them can hit lefties. That's Wade Boggs. Fouled right back at us, and we've just learned something about Tropicana Field and its similarity to Tiger Stadium. You got to be ducking.
As I was. But you think about Rothschild putting those lefties. You're going to take Fred McGriff, Paul Sorrento, and Wade Boggs out of the lineup? There's no way.
Well, certainly not on opening day. Going to run rookies out there in front of 50,000 people. There's Sorrento, gets under it.
That's the catwalk.
Higginson battling. He does find the baseball. And that's the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Devil Rays again. We played 2 in Tampa Bay. Tigers 4. Devil Rays nothing.
Coming to Fox Sports Net. NFL passing. NFL speed. NFL power. NFL Europe on Fox Sports Net. NFL action. European cheerleaders. Scotland versus Barcelona, Sunday on Fox Sports Detroit.
We now take you live via sparring cam as heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis prepares for his upcoming title defense. Lennox, how you doing?
I feel good.
So what's the pre-fight strategy?
My speed is the key.
You have to like your chances.
If I'm on my game, I'm unstoppable.
Word is that you're ducking Holyfield.
Say what? Any more questions?
Sports News. We are there. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
Tigers playing ball on Fox Sports Detroit. The next telecast Thursday night, the Tigers and the Devil Rays starting it up with the pregame show at 6:30. And the first pitch just after 7. It is 4-0 Tigers. We're playing the top of the 3rd. My name is Josh Lewin. Kurt Gibson, my partner, will be with you all year. And a frequent cameo from Ernie Harwell is something we're very proud of. Ernie will be joining you in the 4th inning this afternoon as Tony Clark just waved the one up around his neck.
Feeling a little good. Not happy about that swing, though. Helped Alvarez. Don't want to let the pressure off this guy. You were very selective earlier in the earlier inning. Do the same this.
Lays off, builds the count to 2-1.
It's like, Josh, when you get somebody struggling, you have to be cautious that you don't help him get back in the groove.
Tony reaching out for that one, slaps it into left, and Tony Clark is 2 for 2.
Second baseman, number 9.
Wilson Alvarez, who struggled through the 2nd inning, now getting it up into the mid-50s in terms of a pitch count. And Tony Clark, the 2 pitches that he has liked the most, pitches down and away that he's just been able to knock into shallow parts of the outfield, first to right and then to left.
Tony's really doing a good job of staying on those balls. That ball was a changeup, breaking down and away, and Tony just stayed back and went down and got it. And you might might wonder why they would throw that ball over to first base with Tony Clark. Not a threat, just trying to see if somebody might give a little clue away as to there might be a hit and run. Larry Rothschild wondering if Buddy Bell is going to get aggressive and do the hit and run here.
Not yet. It's 1-0 to Damian Easley.
And, you know, sometimes it talks the manager, Buddy Bell, into doing it. And now you've got a 1-0 count. You might say, that's a good idea. With no outs, it's kind of unlikely, though.
Big rip. Damian Easley couldn't get it. 1-1. Opening day here in Tampa Bay, they were giving out commemorative tickets in the shape of a Devil Ray to all the fans that came in today. Devil Rays will also be wearing a special issue opening week cap this whole homestand to go with the 4 other caps they have to choose from. Right now, these guys have more hats than they have wins. It's 5-0.
If you watch Alvarez, his best pitch today is his fastball, and he's really gotten away from it, and he's really gotten himself in trouble with his off-speed stuff. What he should be focusing on right now is his fastball and just spotting his fastball in and out, up and down. He'd be way better off.
He's also preoccupied with Tony Clark at this point, even though it is 4-0 Detroit, and even though Tony Clark is not exactly Ron LaFleur.
Last time I looked, he didn't have any SPs, did he?
No.
Not on the front end.
And Easley slaps one down the left field line. Kelly can't get it. It bounces by him. Here comes Tony Clark to third. And it's a double for Damian Easley. So the two buddies, the best friends, Clark and Easley, a combined 4 for 4 off of Wilson Alvarez. And the fans, some of them, starting to hoot and holler a little bit.
A little bit of frustration. But we're happy with what we're seeing. You see Damian Easley go out. I believe that was another off-speed pitch. And with the Tigers, the way they sit back, you don't want to get those pitches up. They're going to be all over them.
Luis Gonzalez up in another spot where he can produce some runs. And you saw the ball bouncing on that spongy carpet out there. Note that warning track, or that fake warning track that you see out there, is not any different in texture than the rest of that AstroTurf. It changes color, but you can't exactly tell that if you're fading back on a ball at about 10 or 12 miles an hour.
You cannot tell any difference at all. Outfielders are taught to feel for the different texture. And what I mean here is, what you do when you come into a ballpark is you go out and you go back like you're anticipating going back on a fly ball. When you get to this point right here, it's usually dirt or gravel, and you count 1, 2, and a jump. So you know. So when you go and you've got a fly ball, when you hit that texture, you go 1, 2, and you know you're at the wall. With the way this is, nobody looks down. Nobody looks down. Nobody is taught to look down. You're taught to look up in the air and judge it by the feel. And I think this is something that may be addressed somewhere along the line, although the wall is well padded.
1-1 to Gonzalez. Runners at second and third make it 1-2 to the man they call Gonzo, Luis Gonzalez. And this is a guy that fits that vein that Randy Smith and Buddy Bell have been talking about, a guy that makes contact, walks more than he strikes out. Last couple of years, that has been exactly the case. Fishing for that one. Flaherty holds the runner at third, and this time Gonzalez cannot bring anybody around.
Well done by Wilson Alvarez. As I said earlier, went with his 2 best pitches early, got ahead with the fastball. Good hard fastballs on the inside part of the plate. Comes back with the breaking ball, makes Luis look bad.
There is action again, by the way. It is Dan Carlson one more time in the bullpen for the Devil Rays. And the infield creeps in a shade for Tampa Bay. Not all the way to the front fringe of that AstroTurf, but they'd love to get that hard ground ball.
And we have 2 options here with Tony Clark. He can either be told to let it go through or to go on contact. And when you go on contact, you go when the guy swings almost. But with Tony's lack of speed, you're probably going to he's probably going to get the orders to let it go through.
Rand appeals that one away foul. Down 2 strikes, and there's the first clean catch by a fan in the stands here at Tampa Bay, a fan that brought the glove.
And another good fastball by Alvarez. He's getting ahead with that pitch.
This is yet another guy that joins the Tiger team that has success with runners in scoring position. If Roberts also known for that. Last time Joe Randa worked the count from 0-2 to 3-2 and eventually doubled in a couple of runs. It is no balls, 2 strikes right now. Runners at second and third, 1 away.
Joe did a real good job of fighting off that inside fastball right there. It's very frustrating to a pitcher.
Well, they're doing the wave. It took only until the top of the third. But thankfully, the wave died a very quick and easy death. It didn't even get past the Devil Ray dugout.
Trying it again.
One ball, 2 strikes to Joe Randa. Joe Randa had always worn number 16. This year switching to number 19 to honor the hitting coach he said made him the hitter he is today. That's Greg the Bull Luzinski. They were together in Kansas City. Off speed outside, 2-2. Now, Gibby Randa certainly isn't the power hitter Luzinski was, and he weighs about half as much. But he really took to Luzinski's instruction.
You never know. It takes a special kind of guy. Everybody has different ways of communicating, and the fact that he found a guy like Greg Luzinski that's what it takes. That's why you keep going through people. For me to sit here and say, stay back, it may mean nothing to Joe Randa, where Greg Luzinski may tell him to rotate, lift the foot up, anything that you can do to help people with the timing mechanism is going to be a plus.
Tigers leading 4-0. We're in the top of the third. Runners at second and third, and just 1 out. Downstairs, and one more time, Joe Randa goes from 0-2 to 3-2, and if history repeats itself, it'll be a double to left field.
Last time Alvarez went with the off-speed pitch, I'd be guessing he's going to go with the fastball.
And Randa attacks it. It sinks and does not get caught by Kelly. Quickly to the plate after holding up is Tony Clark. It goes as an RBI single for Joe Randa. Travis Fryman, who? Joe Randa's 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in. We're not even out of the third inning yet.
I like this guy. And this guy has just proven he's going to be a tough out. He tries to get that ball in. Joe Randa just sit back, kept his hands in. Very good results.
Randa's going to try and hit 300 for his 3rd major league team in 3 years. Going from the Royals to the Pirates and now to the Tigers, and it is Joe Randa that has chased Wilson Alvarez out of this game. And with his dad in the stands, Wilson Alvarez has to run off the field. He did not get out of the 3rd inning. He's down 5-0 to the Tigers. We're right back.
With all its room, power, and payload, a Dodge truck can go just about anywhere. Right now, your Dodge dealer is taking this truck someplace a Dodge truck rarely goes. On sale. Announcing the National Dodge Truck Sale, where you can lease this Dodge Ram loaded with a mighty Magnum V8, air, and an automatic for just $229 a month. Or you can lease this hot Dakota Sport for just $199 a month and get a Magnum V6 at no extra charge. Select Dodge trucks now on sale at your friendly Dodge dealer.
How far will your gas dollar take you? Well, that depends where you spend it. At Clark, you'll get gas that's as good as any of the big guys, but you'll pay less for it. That way, you get more gas for your dollar, which means your money will take you farther. We call that more miles per dollar. Clark, great gas, great price.
Well, my Discover Card statement reads like a wish list.
What?
Toys. I like toys. I love pinball machines. This will improve my golf game. It is unbelievable to me how fortunate I've been in my life, and I can't ask for anything more. Discover Card Cashback Bonus, no competition.
It pays to discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Folks, the first 10,000 adults, if you're 21 or older, you come out April 10th, 11th, or 12th. The Tigers and the Orioles will be playing, and you can get a 1998 Tigers magnet schedule. Tickets for these and all Tigers home games available by calling 248-25-TIGER. And the Tigers have been the beast early. Dan Carlson called on in the third inning. Wilson Alvarez is gone, and Dan Carlson is on. This guy with a career minor league record of 93-52. But at the big league level, not much happening well for him. Last year, ERA up and over 7.5. Not going to get a movie made out of your life with a 7.63 at the big league level, but he does fool Joe Oliver. And with runners at the corners, one out. Let's see what Joe Oliver can get done.
One of the good things about expansion ball, gives people who haven't been successful another chance.
Oliver with a little tapper to second for one, and the return too late. Damian Easley comes in. And it is now a 6-0 Tiger lead. Miguel Cairo just couldn't unload out there at second base.
Well, it's pretty hard to unload when you've got a guy right at your shoes. Damian Easley comes in here, does a good job of getting up on his feet, and anybody wants to protect their knees. If he steps through that, he's going to have a knee problem. Joe Oliver, not very fast, but does the job, gets in the run.
Little double clutch out there, helping Joe Oliver reach. And the batter now, Billy Ripken, a 6-0 lead, and half the RBI total goes to Joe Oliver. Half the RBI total goes to the other Joe Randa. Gotta like that, huh? Your 7 and 8 hitters coming up with 6 runs batted in 2 2/3 innings.
I think you just like getting 6 runs on the board, whoever gets them in. If they're free, I'd take them.
Joe Oliver messing around with somebody in the Tiger dugout. Once again, Billy Ripken goes ahead 3-0. That's the second time he's been able to do that. And you saw Joe Oliver smiling a little bit earlier. This is a guy that will keep it loose, too, Billy Ripken.
Won't he?
Ripken able to work the walk. And I know you were a big guy for chemistry, Gibby, that you paid a lot of attention to that in your playing days, making sure everybody got along, that nobody was keeping to themselves. A guy like Bill Ripken, a guy like Joe Oliver, and certainly your protege, Bobby Higginson, they'll make sure if anybody's on their own program, they'll fall in line.
They're all different kinds. Billy Ripken is the keep guys loose clubhouse leader, where I was more of a keep guys serious clubhouse leader. Don't be screwing around too much. As I'm watching Tom Carlson, everybody kind of pay attention here. Every time the ball's up, it's a fastball, and he misses. Every time the ball's down, it's a breaking ball. So as a hitter, you kind of tend to look in different zones.
That one called a strike, tugged back into the strike zone by the former Tiger John Flaherty.
You saw a little slider there down in the zone.
On the ground to first and picked by McGriff. That's the second time that Hunter has grounded it to Fred McGriff, a guy that he knows pretty well. Those guys play in some golf tournaments together, and that time Hunter golfed one right at his buddy McGriff. 2 runs are in. 6-0 Tigers. Bottom of the third is coming up.
Homecoming queens with a twinkle in their eye. R.C. Cola and the 4th of July.
magic is red, white, and blue. The freedom to choose the taste that's right for you. It doesn't get more American than that. So be free. Drink RC.
It's the premiere of Baseball Thursday when the Yankees slug it out with the Angels. Catch Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Detroit.
Fox Sports has a long tradition of innovation. You can see that same spirit in every Fox Sports News show.
End up in that hot zone, because our goal isn't to give you just a score, a highlight, or a stat. It's about trying something new, something different. It's to take you closer to the story than ever before.
Let me ask you about that third down call.
Got those who set the low and the wet?
At least that's the plan.
Games are a great place for a group outing. All groups of 15 or more receive $2 off every ticket. Be sure to ask about their party facilities. Call 313-963-2050 to speak with a Tiger ticket representative.
And Josh, one of the things you worry about with the new speed-up rule, 2 minutes and 10 seconds between innings, as Justin Thompson's now been sitting for two innings. You worry about him stiffening up. Got 2 minutes to get loose.
There is Flash John Flaherty at the plate. He's ahead 1-0.
And that generally would be a time where pitchers would sneak a few.
Ground ball sharply to Joe Randa. Over to Clark for the out.
And Wilson Alvarez in 2.5 innings, 71 total pitches, 42 strikes and 29 balls. So a long day's work for 2.5 innings, Josh.
71 pitches without walking anybody, so he was laboring in accounts. We told you about the occasional control problems, and if you pick up the paper tomorrow, you see, oh, well, he didn't walk anybody. He must have not had any control problems, but he was going from 0-2 to 3-2 constantly.
And faced quite a few hitters in that time.
Here's the veteran Dave Martinez. Now, Justin Thompson is doing his part to keep with a theme here on opening days around baseball. Philadelphia and the New York Mets are scoreless in the 14th inning. Justin Thompson is working on his shutout. The ball hits the bag, rolls into right field. How do you like that? The first Devil Ray hit goes to Dave Martinez. A cue shot. And it spins off the bag into right field. Wow.
Well, they say baseball's the game of inches, Josh, and this is an unfortunate break for Justin Thompson. Gets in on Dave Martinez. Ball hits the bag and bounces straight left on Tony Clark. Straight to his right. Off the bag. Whoops. Nothing you can do. That's the game of baseball.
Wow.
We can't blame that on the field. That would have happened anywhere.
Well, and here's the guy that actually tested out this field. Kevin Stocker was flown in specially by the Devil Rays to take ground balls. Try to figure out how this infield surface, remember it's an all clay infield to go with the AstroTurf. They wanted to see what a Major League shortstop would do fielding grounders, so they flew in Stocker.
Very hard field. Went and walked down there. Very hard.
By the way, some of the other shutout artistes so far on opening day. Tim Belcher getting the start instead of the injured Kevin Apier for Kansas City, and he is shutting out the Orioles 3-0 into the bottom of the 8th inning. No such theme here. It is 6-0 Tigers, and the other team that's opening in Florida, the Chicago Cubs, here in a 9-5 game with the Florida Marlins. The Marlins 9-5 as the Cubs are batting in the 4th. It's a far cry from that 0-0 game in the 14th that the Phillies and Mets have going on.
Justin's still throwing very hard, 92 miles an hour, but his ball seems to be up a little higher this inning. We hope that the layoff didn't have that impact.
Martinez going, base hit left field. And as quickly as the ball shot out there, Dave Martinez had to jam on the brakes at second. It's 2 on, 1 out.
CJT's got to come in, getting behind in the count, aiming for the middle of the plate. Right down the middle, Kevin Stocker waiting on it. That's the beauty about hitting when you get behind and get ahead as a hitter in the count. You sit on a particular pitch in a particular zone. It's always nicer when you know what's coming.
Top of the order, Quentin McCracken, self-taught switch hitter. And one of baseball's renaissance men, too. He played football and baseball at Duke. Somehow got himself a 3.6 grade point average as well. Let's see, a guy that plays football and baseball and makes it as a major league outfielder. Does that ring a bell?
How about the schoolwork, though?
Well, I didn't ask you about your GPA. You'll notice that. This guy was a double major, political science and a history. And he graduated right on time. Long road back for the Rays. They trail the Tigers 6-0. And believe it or not, expansion teams on their opening days have traditionally done very well. Look at that, 8-4 for the 12 previous expansion teams. McCracken is showing the bunt. Strike called. Actually might have pushed his way through it. It's 0-2.
Good play, actually. Trying to catch everybody by surprise. This game is far from over. Only the third inning. 6-0. Just Tampa Bay needs base runners, and Detroit has to keep their concentration level up. We've still got a ball game here. Plenty of time left.
Justin bouncing that one up there to Quentin McCracken. Well, for these fans of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, as they have just adopted their new home team, you figure they're thinking, boy, let's at least see if we can get a run. Because in the top of the third, everybody was turning to their neighbors saying, boy, what do you think of our team so far? It's 6-0. We're getting out hit 9-0. Ground ball, Ripken.
Turn it.
Over to Easley, back to first, and the Tigers do get the double play. Justin Thompson swiftly out of the inning. Ernie Harwell will take it through the middle third of the ball game. It's 6-0. Tigers.
Any news about when Toyota's spring saving event starts? That's the expert.
Right now. And the big news from your Toyota dealer just for this event is a first ever limited time lease special on 4Runner.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah, and we're talking low leases on an equipped V6 4Runner. Great SUV, great deal.
Now's the time.
Use it now. Toyota's spring event absolutely ends March 31st.
See your Toyota dealer, who's out to get you more car for less every day.
Well, my Discover Card statement reads like a wish list.
What?
Toys. I like toys. I love pinball machines. This will improve my golf game. It is unbelievable to me how fortunate I've been in my life, and I can't ask for anything more. The best thing you can do with your Discover Card cashback bonus is give it straight to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's what I do.
It pays to discover. Call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
You have a good time tonight? Oh, yeah. Too much fun. Too much fun. Just mingling with everybody. I had a nice time, you know. Oh, it was pretty bomb. It kept me boogieing, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting into the groove with the ladies, having a nice time.
You're grooving with the ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You meet all kinds of ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me that. Tell me about a couple ladies you met tonight. Do you remember any of the names?
No, I don't remember none of the names, you know, but, you know, I wish I can get some numbers, though.
Oh, yeah?
In our scouting report, we talked about Justin Thompson having the ability, the great intensity to get himself out of a jam. He's had trouble getting the ball down. Here he keeps the ball down in this at-bat, gets a double play against a very fast runner. That's what we're talking about. Great job, Justin.
And 2 for the price of 1 there, Mr. Gibson.
I knew you were going to get that in, Ernie.
And hi, good lookers. Kirk Gibson's here. My name's Ernie Harwell. The Tigers in the lead, 6-0 in the 4th inning. Biff Roberts to lead it off for the Tigers in the 4th. It's a fly ball out toward McCracken in center, and he makes a catch. One pitch and one away, and now it'll be Bobby Higginson. Well, Kirk, the bottom part of the batting order has been the most productive for the Tigers. Randa and Oliver with 3 RBIs apiece.
That's why we have 9 hitting, don't we? You never know.
Right. You never can tell. Here's Bobby. He's 0 for 2. He's flied to center and bounced to second base. And Carlson gets a strike across. This is Dan Carlson, the former San Francisco Giant. Came to Tampa in the expansion draft. And the count even 1-1 on Higgy. Tigers got 4 in the second and 2 in the third. Checked his swing, and the umpire, John Hirschbeck, at third says it's a strike. 1-2 the count. In tight up under the chin, and the count goes 2-2. Tigers have 10 new players on their opening day roster. There's a strike called. He stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by. That's Carlson's first strikeout since he took over in relief in the third.
Not a very good AB for Higgy. I think Higgy thought this ball was a little outside. Ball's riding away. Richie Garcia disagrees.
Tony Clark has started each of the Tiger 2 rallies with a single. He's 2 for 2 for the afternoon. Two-0 the count on Tony. Strike.
Dan Carlson seems to like the outside part of the plate.
How would you adjust to this guy, the way he's pitching?
Well, I tell you, I'd try to wait him out, but you know, when you get 2 strikes on you, you got to go with him. You got to hit it the other way.
Well, it's a 3-1 count. He's behind on the count with Tony. There's a foul out of play. And a man from Largo will take that one home. 3-2 the count on Tony Clark. Tigers in the lead, 6-0. We're in the 4th inning. Opening day in St. Petersburg. McGriff grabs it, and it's 1-2-3 in the Tiger 4th inning. However, at the end of 3.5, the Detroiters still have the lead, 6-0 over Tampa Bay.
We now take you live via sparring camp as heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis prepares for his upcoming title defense. Lennox, how you doing?
I feel good.
So what's the pre-fight strategy?
My speed is the key.
You have to like your chances.
If I'm on my game, I'm unstoppable.
Word is that you're ducking Holyfield.
Say what? Any more questions?
Moms and dads, the secret is out. Whirly Ball. That's right, kids love Whirly Ball. It's fun for birthday parties, baseball and soccer banquets, or our kids' leagues. Best of all, Whirly Ball has everything you need to have a great time. A party room, pizza and soft drinks, video games, and of course, Whirly Ball. Call today for information about Whirly Ball's kids' parties. It's only $9.95 per kid, including food. Whirly Ball. You've heard about it. Now it's time you played it. Whirly Ball. It's the best kids' party in town. Period.
Sports Detroit.
Last half of the fourth inning in St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay and the Tigers. The Tigers leading 6-0. Miguel Cairo leading it off and takes the ball outside from Justin Thompson. Tap back to Thompson in the first inning, his first time at bat. And it's a wide one, 2-0. When you get a lead like this, Mr. Gibson, does the pitcher sometimes have a tendency to relax a little bit too much?
It's possible. I know JT, though, he's really trying to concentrate. He's been through that before. And that's not what you want to do. All momentum goes the other way, and it's kind of hard to turn the light switch on and off.
Got that fastball over. Now the count 2-1 on Miguel. And he rips one up the middle. Base hit. That will be the third hit off Thompson. They've all been singles. The first two came from the bottom two men in the batting order. Well, here comes the hitting machine, Mr. Wade Boggs. He needs exactly 200 hits to reach the 3,000 mark. And he's done that many times.
If you look here at Wade Boggs, Justin's basically going to throw him away. And you're going to see the center fielder come over this way. And you're going to have your left fielder. We're going to throw him away.
Here's a strike. Richie Garcia said so.
The old saying, play him away, throw him away.
Tigers on top, 6-0. The Rays are batting in the fourth inning with a man on. And Boggs looks for the hook outside. Wade Boggs hit .292 last year with the Yankees, his second year under 300. 5 times he has won the American League batting title. Lifetime average, .331. Fly ball, short left down the line. Here comes Gonzalez. Going back, Randa. And it's Randa to make the catch.
What do you think about those catwalks up there, Ernie?
Well, it reminds me a little bit of Seattle, and I know you have to have a ground rule when the last catwalk is a home run, but all the others,
that
the
one
ball's
right
in
there,
play.
home run.
Yep, all the way over. You deserve a home run if you hit one that far, don't you?
That's 500 feet.
You're not kidding. Here's McGriff at the bat now.
That's the thing, when you get into these dome stadiums, you get all these little different crevices, and you have there's an inner ring on the inside also, which quite a few guys have a chance of hitting.
Yeah, I think there's more of a chance to hit these catwalks than there is the speakers in most of the other dome stadiums. They're a little more vulnerable. There's a tight one on McGriff, and they count 1-1.
And if you look at the foul markers, that's on the upper catwalk that you're seeing right here. Everybody can see that. If it hits up in there, they've got that little yellow piece of pipe up there.
Anything to help the umpires out.
To help John Hirschbeck on third base.
The old-time ballparks, the foul poles only went up about 10 to 15 feet. But they had a terrible argument at the Polo Grounds in 1939, and that extended the foul poles. Here's a ball low. So McGriff ahead on the count, 3-1. Harry Kraft hit a ball down the line, and it was a terrific argument. And the National League president said, well, let's help them out as much as we can.
I tell you, I've still seen a few of them, a few disputes, even though the pole goes to the top.
Absolutely. Big, high, hard one. He swung right through it. 3-2 on McGriff. Tigers leading 6-0. Runner goes. Fouled away. Gibby, when you you played, did you like the hit and run? Did it make you a better hitter? Did it make you a poorer hitter?
I wasn't a very big hit and run guy. Sparky didn't do that with me very often. The only time he would do that with me would be if I was really struggling. Then he knew that I would stay on the ball a little longer, and he was basically sacrificing me. He tried to get me to quit thinking about the upper deck.
Force you to be aggressive, too, and go for a certain pitch. Ground ball hit on the right side. Easily over to Ripken. One. Relay to first, not in time. Good play by Damien to get the force on Cairo.
Excellent play by Damien Easley right here, and he's kind of going with the pitch here. He knows, he sees where JT's got the ball. They've scouted him out, sneaking over in the hole, and got the lead runner. Takes a lot of practice to be able to do that, Ernie.
Absolutely. Here's Mike Kelly now, the 1990 College Player of the Year down at Florida State. Drives one to deep to right, slicing, might be, and it is a foul ball down in the corner. Tigers got 4 runs in the second and added 2 in the third, and they've got the lead.
Here's another little intricacy. If you look right here, see how that wall is facing. This is very important for the outfielders to know, because if a ball comes out here, the center fielder's got to come in, the left fielder has to come over, but the right fielder is responsible for the caroom this way. If the right fielder's loafing, inside the Parker. Reminds me of Fenway Park a little bit, Ernie.
Oh, yeah, a little nicks and crannies. Makes it a little more interesting ballpark. There's a check swing. Did he go? They are going to check with Cornflakes Riley, and he says, Mike's had a bad back down in the umpire's room. He was icing up that spine before the game.
Already?
Already, opening day.
Not a good sign.
That was in close and off the mid of Oliver. Incidentally, they do have a commemorative baseball that they're using this season here in St. Petersburg, the Tampa Bay season. Got a little insignia on it. And I presume they're doing the same out in Arizona. High fly. Back into the infield, left side. That's Randa. And that retires the side. That means at the end of 4, the Tigers keep their lead. Detroit 6 and Tampa Bay 0.
This is the interior of the burliest sport utility in its class. The one that can tow and carry more than any other. Now that's probably hard to believe when you're surrounded by all this. So to underscore the new Dodge Durango's serious credentials, I'm not only standing beside the most powerful V8 in the class, I'm wearing this manly flannel shirt. Durango. New ground for the new Dodge.
If you like surprises, you'll like a lot of tire stores. See, they'll quote you a low price to get you in the door. Then you find out about all the extras they forgot to tell you about, like valve stems, mounting, balancing, until, surprise, you're paying up to $20 extra per tire.
Other stores may charge extra for extras. At Bell Tire, get the low out-the-door price you came in for. The extras are free.
When it comes to tires, I don't like surprises.
Bell Tire. We always beat all deals or it's free.
Fox Sports Detroit. Fox Sports News. We are there. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
Catch the Red Wings on Fox Sports Detroit. Next telecast Thursday, April 9th. Join Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond. The Wings take on the Phoenix Coyotes. Fox Sports Tonight. Red Wings pregame starts the night off live at 7 o'clock. Tigers on top. We're in the 5th inning in St. Petersburg. Tigers 6, Tampa Bay nothing. Damien Easley looking, and that's ruled a ball. Ball 1. Well, Damien's had a good start in the season. A single and a double for the Tigers' second baseman. his swing on that one, and the count goes 2-0. Carlson in relief for the starter, Wilson Alvarez, has held the Tigers scoreless officially since he came in, and delivers outside.
Tigers have done a real good job of working themselves and the count in their favor.
There's a strike call. That'll make it 3-1 on Damien. Carlson went on a Christian mission to Australia during the wintertime, along with Chris Bando. There's a drive on the ground, base hit, and what a day it's been for Easley. 3 for 3. That's the third time in 5 innings the Tigers have put their leadoff man on with a hit.
Well, as I said, gets a good pitcher. I want to point something out to everybody right here. Watch how Damien Easley, look what he does after he hits this single. Most people come around and they just round to here. Watch Damien. He goes right out in here. He's going to make them throw him out.
Luis Gonzalez, the Tiger outfielder, had a single in the second inning, and he struck out the next time up. He's 1 for 2. And there's a drive hit deep to right, and it is long gone. A home run by Gonzalez, the first in this ballpark, and the Tigers up their lead to 8-0.
Got kind of quiet in here, Ernie.
Yeah, it sure did, didn't it?
Luis Gonzalez hit that home run right out by his grandma, Ernie. His grandmother is sitting out in right field behind the right field pole. She wears a batting helmet.
All right.
And brings her glove.
And
there you go, Grandma.
She knows how to play the hitter.
Yes, she does.
8-0. The Tigers now have 11 hits, and there's a swing and a miss by Aranda. 2 strikes on him. Joe's had a double and a single. There's been a lot of production from those Tiger bats tonight.
And the fans are chanting, throw the ball back. Luis Gonzalez would love it.
Yeah. There's a foul ball down the left field line. Well, it's sort of neat that a hometown guy could hit the first home run here in this ballpark, even though he's wearing the enemy uniform. Gonzalez, one of the many from the Tampa Bay area. There's another drive foul. Tampa's proud of all the great players they've had there. They had a list of the Major League, really all-stars who have grown up in this area. Al Lopez, Tino Martinez, Steve Garvey, Boggs, Sheffield, Gonzalez, Lou Piniella, Fred McGriff, Tony La Russa, a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. Speaking of Tony La Russa, Mark McGuire hit his first home run of the year. Just happens to be a grand slam.
Wow. Well, Mr. Randa goes out, a strikeout victim, and walks back to the dugout. So it'll be Joe Oliver now, who's had a single. He singled in a couple of runs and then knocked in another one to the 4th out. There's a tough play for the second baseman, Cairo. He can't get to it. It drops in on the Texas League single for Joe.
Boy, isn't that a beauty? Joe Oliver totally checks his swing. That's when you know things are going good.
And the Tigers have had a few of those tonight, believe me.
Look at this swing. Joe doesn't even, he tries to hold the swing up. Whoops. Things are going good. And what do you think these guys are thinking? Not very happy.
No, sirree.
I've been on both ends of that, Ernie.
Yep, it happens to everybody. Well, the Tigers, I think Josh mentioned it when they christened Comiskey Park, 16-0 to Nana shut him out. And the crowd left the ballpark in the 4th inning.
Nobody's going to want to face the Tigers in the opener.
Yeah. 1 out, 1 on. There's a drive hit foul off the bat of Billy Ripken. 8 runs and 12 hits for Detroit. Tampa Bay, no runs and 3 hits. drive to center, so Ripken weighs in and gets into the hit column. Well, only 2 Tigers now without hits, Biff Roberts and Bobby Higginson. Here's Brian Hunter. One out. 2 men on. Talking to Brian about the infield surface, he says it's pretty good surface to run on.
No doubt, very hard. Base stealers love it to be hard. Grounds crews have a way of wetting them down for Brian Hunter sometimes.
Strike 1. Carlson in relief for the starter, Alvarez. Tigers got 4 in the second, 2 in the third, and they've added 2 here in the fifth on a home run by Gonzalez. That's a strike. Brian Hunter will see a lot of that pitch through the season, won't he?
Yes, he will. And I think we're going to see a lot of the umpires putting a strike thumb up for anything marginal. That might be part of the speed up. Mike Riley?
Yep. 2 strikes, the count on Brian with 2 on and 1 down. 8-0 Tigers is the ball. Alvarez knocked in 3 runs. Rondas knocked in 3, and Gonzalez has knocked in 2. Foul out of play. Well, I wrote down some things that happened on opening day a couple of years ago. Always happen. The rookie pitcher for the home team will report late because he can't find the ballpark. The press box will overflow with writers who won't return to the stadium the rest of the season. The lady wearing the whitey sweater will spill ketchup on it. Here's a ball outside. After the game, the losing manager will say, "It's only 1 game. We'll be ready tomorrow." And the winning manager will say, "It's only 1 game, but it's great to get off to a winning start." That always happens on opening day.
You got that right.
2-2 pitch. Drive to third base. Boggs has it bounce off his glove behind him. Here comes Oliver to score. Here comes Billy Ripken. They play at the plate, and he is safe. The ball eludes the catcher Flaherty, and the Hunter goes all the way to third. It's 10-0 Tigers.
Brian Hunter finally gets on the board here, Ernie. And his first time getting around the bases. Boy, was he running. He had strides longer than mine. Watch Brian Hunter how he takes off out of the box right here. He's just going, and he breaks into what we call a long stride right here around second base. And very aggressive and very good in this area. Watch how Brian comes in there at full speed, continues, watches the play, goes home, comes over to third.
Roberts, the batter, taking a ball low. They pull the infield in now. 10-0. The Tigers have had 14 hits.
Again, watch how Brian comes around second base here. Wade Boggs tries to get on it. When you're a runner, you take what base you're going to get, but you're always ready to advance. Look how he hits second base. Billy Ripken coming in hard at home.
There's a drive to left center. That'll get in and get Hunter home to make it 11-0 in favor of Detroit.
Kind of putting the pressure on Higgy now, aren't they?
Yes, sir. Higgy's the only man without a hit.
Celebration there. The jokes are going to be funny today.
Oh, you know it. Well, there's the bullpen. Springer and Messier are working in the bullpen for the Tampa Bays. The Tigers have 11 runs on 15 hits, and the Rays have no runs and 3 hits. Bobby Higginson is 0 for 3. Fouls it away for a strike. Well, they did not charge an error on that play at the plate, apparently, because There are no errors on the board, so we'll say Hunter took third on the throw and came home on the single by Biff Roberts. Everything going for the Tigers tonight. Here's a ball low. Officially, this is a day game because it started before 6 o'clock. In the dirt. Mr. Flaherty does a little scooping. 2-1 the count on Higgy. Ex-Tiger John Flaherty. San Diego, and then comes back here. Two the count on him. Hits have rung off those Tiger bats. Three-two. Runner goes, and it'll be a base on balls. That's the second walk. Usually, Kurt, when you see 11 runs up there, you figure a lot of walks, but only 2.
Well, they're throwing the ball over the plate, and the Tigers have brought their hitting hats on today. Kind of been something interesting that happened there, Ernie. We're in the 5th inning, and with only 1 out, Buddy Bell sends the runner, 11-0. That's something Sparky Anderson wouldn't have ever done. He always felt that we were showing, might be showing the other team up, but Buddy has stated many times that he's not taking anything for granted.
Here's Tony Clark, and he takes the ball low. Tony's had a couple of singles and a line drive to McGriff at first base, 2 for 3. Well, after game number 1, the Tigers will be sporting some pretty husky batting averages. It's a ball outside at 2-0.
JT relaxing in there, probably getting a little anxious to get out. It's very taxing for a pitcher to sit. This is the 3rd inning he's had to sit long, and to see him working his elbow a little bit there, I don't know if I like the looks of that.
This is the 2nd time the Tigers have batted around in an inning. And Tony gets a strike on the outside corner. Richie Garcia, who lives right up the road in Clearwater, umpiring back at the plate.
And you got to wonder if Buddy Bell's going to think about letting Justin have maybe one more inning and letting other people get their feet wet here in the opening game with the 11-run lead.
2-1 pitch. Ball off an inside pitch and hits it over toward the dugout. Notice that fence in front of the dugout. See that in the old baseball movies. Remember, they shot most of those movies out at old Wrigley Field in Los Angeles, and the manager would always lean on that fence. Struck him out. 2nd strikeout for Carlson.
A lot of the outfield walls were about that size too. You look at Tony here. Guy throws him a very good changeup, going down away. Tony just couldn't pull the trigger and stay off it.
Well, here's Mr. Easley. He's had quite a day. 2 singles and a double. Hit the ground ball to short. Stocker over to Cairo to end the inning, but it's another big one for the Tigers. They post 5 in the 5th, and at the end of 4 1/2, it's Detroit 11 and Tampa Bay nothing.
Homecoming queens with a twinkle in their eye. R.C. Cola and the 4th of July. It's a choice we're given. It's a life we're living. Right under freedom's clear blue sky.
It's as basic as red, white, and blue. The freedom to choose the taste that's right for you. It doesn't get more American than that. So be free. Drink RC.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
Well said, well said. And here we go to the last half, the fifth inning. The Tigers on top 11-0. Justin Thompson delivers a high one to Paul Sorrento. Sorrento fly to right, his first time that he met JT. And he looks at ball two. Sorrento got his start with the Angels. And they dealt him early to the Twins, and then he played a long time in Cleveland and then to Seattle.
See Justin Thompson's 4 innings, 3 hits, no strikeouts, no walks, and 51 pitches.
In too close. Those 3 hits off Justin have all been singles. There's a strike. Most of the outs that the Tampa Bays have made have been within the infield. Sorrento's hit the only fly ball that's been caught by Tiger outfielders. Everything else has been in the infield. Here's a pop-up over on the right side. Easily. And there's one away.
You can see Ernie, Damien Easley there, not real comfortable with that ball when it goes up. They haven't had the opportunity to be acclimated. It's a different background up there. It goes through the catwalks and through the roof, and 2 sets of lights, and we got a bank of lights behind us. Kind of unusual.
It takes a while to get used to a new ballpark. There's a pitch that's high on Mr. Flaherty. John bounced to third to open the third inning against his old battery mate. There's a drive fair. It'll be good for 2. Down in the corner, he's digging, and he'll have a stand-up double, the first extra base hit in the Tampa Bay Devil Ray history.
Sitting on a fastball in. Second time around.
Man on second, 1 man down. Tigers on top, 11-0 in the 5th inning here in St. Petersburg against the Devil Rays. Martinez got the first Ray hit, a ground ball that hit first base and ricocheted into right field for a single. There's a strike called. Justin has not walked anybody, and he's not struck out anybody. There's a strike. With a great average against the left-hand batters. 188 last year. There's a foul out of play on the left side. Talking about learning the ballpark, Terry Hill, the Tiger coach, long before the game went out and decided where the infielders would be standing and whether they could see him from a certain point in the dugout so he could move them around on defense. He laid a bat and ball out in the infield and then went back in the dugout and took a look.
Nobody can find the ball there at the stand, 30.
That's the first lost ball of the year. Strike 2 the count on Martinez. Ground ball to short. That's Billy Ripken with a nice hop. Flip over to Clark. No advance on the part of Flaherty. 2 away. Kevin Stalker will be the batter. He singled in the 3rd inning. 11-0. Detroit in the lead. We're in the 5th. Stalker out of the University of Washington. successful career with the Phillies. He was a natural right-hand hitter and began to switch when he was in college. It's the ball on Kevin. Nothing. Detroit leading Tampa Bay. 5th inning. There's a strike. Hit the corner. Well, Dennis Cap is here saying hello to the folks back home. Elmer and Maycap are at the ballpark too. Seen a lot of Tiger fans in the stands here today and tonight. There's a strike. Dennis Hafley, recently retired St. Clair Shores Lakeview High School assistant principal, is here. And he's going to plan on seeing the whole series. Fly ball hit into right. Higginson makes the catch, and that retires the Rays in the 5th inning. At the end of 5, the Tigers 11 and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 0.
Slug it out with the Angels. Catch Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Detroit.
Nickelodeon presents Rugrats in their first adventure live on stage. Brought to you by M&M's Minis and only at the Fox Theater. Come see Tommy, Chucky, Phil, Lil, and Angelica as they take over the Toy Palace, battle Reptar, and help Chucky save the day. So get your tickets now and join the Rugrats like you've never seen them before. Nickelodeon's Rugrats live on stage. Brought to you by
those M&M's Minis.
Bingo.
Hey kids, come to me and the babies at the Fox Theater.
A Brass Ring production.
You know, if I think about it hard enough, I bet I could come up with 100 reasons why you should buy your next new Pontiac from Joseph Pontiac and Fenton. Well, I don't have time to tell you 100, but here's 3 good ones. $17.77 down, Sunfire, $117 a month. Grand Am, $147 a month. Wide Track Grand Prix, $177 a month. Now, if you want the other 97, come on in and see us at Joseph Pontiac and Fenton.
Sports Detroit.
Tiger six-packs are now on sale. Catch the Tigers battling 6 different teams for as low as $48. Ticket representatives standing by to take your order. Call 313-963-2050 to speak with a ticket representative.
And if you wonder what you do in Tampa, St. Petersburg, when it's 11-0, you got a little computer to play with there. It gives you camera angles, different replays, and you can order hot dogs.
I tell you, what will they take up next? Here's the knuckleball pitcher, Dennis Springer, out of Fresno, California. Went to Fresno State. He pitched last for the California Angels. Or they called it Anaheim last year. He was 9-9 with Anaheim. Speaking of computers, this guy has his own website, the Springer Nation.
Well, don't you?
Are you kidding? All I can do is turn one of those things on. Here's Luis Gonzalez now to lead off against Dennis Springer, the knuckleball pitcher. There's a drive to left. It's deep. Kelly going back and reaching and making the catch at the base of the wall. So Gonzalez, who homered in the 5th inning, starts the 6th with a drive to deep left. How did you do against knuckleballers? Are you pretty good?
Initially, probably not very good, but after you see them for a while, you have to force yourself to really let the ball get on top of you. You're used to responding to a 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball, and these knuckleballs are probably coming in there 75, 80 miles an hour, so you got to wait on them a little longer.
Here's Joe Ronda, who had a double, a single, and a strikeout. Who was the most effective knuckleballer that you played against?
I'd probably have to say Charlie Huff, but I figured out a way to get Charlie mad at me and got him to throw me a fastball. Charlie, I used to go up and erase the front line of the batter's box and step out of it. He didn't like it, and so one day he threw a fastball high and inside, and I hit it off the left field wall.
That'll teach him. Outside with this one, 2-1.
If you look at the view here, this is what the hitter's seeing. Nice slow delivery, and the ball does dance around.
Fly ball hit toward the gap, deep left center. And that one's going to bounce into the seats. It'll be a two-base hit. Well, Mr. Ronda has 2 doubles and a single. He's had a good night.
Catcher number 7, Joe Oliver.
Joe Oliver will be the Tiger batter.
One of the advantages to a knuckleball pitcher, if you can get ahead of him, is to get ahead of him and sit on the fastball. And they generally don't throw that hard. Tries to come in, and Joe Randa is waiting there for it.
Here's Oliver with 3 RBIs on a couple of singles. He's also scored a run. The Tigers in the lead, 11-0 in the 6th inning. There's a strike. Well, the catcher hates the knuckleballer worse than the hitters do.
Oh, yeah. Get sore wrists trying to catch that ball.
Kidding. There's a foul out of play. Poor Rick Farrell catching for Washington, 1945. There were 4 knuckleballers on that stat.
I remember when Charlie Huff had a no-hitter going against us in Detroit, but he also had like 10 wild pitches or passed balls, and we beat him 1-0 on a 1-hitter. We got 1 hit off him.
That's life with a knuckleball. Strike 2 pitch. Fly ball lofted into right center. Here comes McCracken. He puts it away. The tag at second. Randa coming to third. He will make it with ease. 2 down and the man at third.
Good tag up by Joe Randa. Even though he's at third base, I've talked previously about the importance of being at third base with 1 out. In this case, when you get a knuckleballer on the mound, it's good to be there with 2 outs because we talked about the pass balls and good chance of getting a freebie.
Here's Billy Ripken, who's had 1 for 2. He's fly to left, walked, and singled. His single is a shot up the middle. 1 home run tonight. That belongs to Luis Gonzalez. There's a knuckleball bounced out in front by Flaherty. He retrieves it. 2 Tigers with 3 hits apiece, Easley and Ronda. Tony Clark has 2, Gonzalez 2, Oliver 2. Ryan Hunter has a couple. There's a drive to left, and Kelly on the run. Spears it, and that will retire the Tigers in the 6th inning. At the end of 5.5, it is Detroit 11 and Tampa Bay nothing.
How far will your gas dollar take you? Well, that depends where you spend it. At Clark's, you'll get gas that's as good as any of the big guys, but you'll pay less for it. That way, you get more gas for your dollar, which means your money will take you farther. We call that more miles per dollar. Clark's, great gas, great price.
Come on!
Oh, yeah. Too much fun. Too much fun. Just mingling with everybody. I had a nice time, you know. Oh, it was pretty bomb. It kept me boogieing, you know what I'm saying? I was getting into the groove with the ladies, having a nice time.
Your groove with the ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You meet all kinds of ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me that. Tell me about a couple ladies you met tonight. Do you remember any of the names?
No, I don't remember none of the names, you know, but, you know, I wish I could get some numbers, though.
Oh, yeah?
The stars, the stories, we get it. You got it. All your sports, inside and out. Weeknights on Fox Sports News Primetime. We are there.
Catch the Tigers on Fox Sports Detroit. Our next telecast will be Thursday when the Tigers face the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And it all begins at 6:30 p.m. with Fox Sports Tonight's Tigers pregame show. McCracken, the leadoff man, coming up for the third time. He's 0 for 2. He's hit the ball on the ground twice. The second time he turned it into a double play. Justin Thompson cruising. And there's a drive to center for a base hit by McCracken. That will be the 5th hit, and they've all been singles.
And look at the bullpen. They know that they're not going to let JT go too far. Guys, I've been noticing starting to stretch around. One of the complaints is there's not enough room to sit when pitchers are throwing down there, so everybody's bailing.
It's like they're going to start a game of musical chairs out there for a minute.
Waiting for the phone to ring.
Cairo at the plate. There's a strike called. Miguel Cairo from Venezuela. First signed by the Dodgers as a free agent. There's a pitch outside.
See, I like this. These guys are thinking down there. You know, got guys stretching. I've been with bullpens, Ernie, where you had to beg them to get up.
There's a fly ball out there to right field. Higginson on the run makes the catch with ease. And there's 1 on and 1 out. And that will bring up the hitting machine himself, Wade Boggs. Well, Wade, when he played over in Tampa, the Scouting Bureau reported that he was no prospect.
Well, everybody can't be right.
That's right. And even after the 80 season, when he was in the International League, the Red Sox left him unprotected, and he was unclaimed by 25 different teams. So
everybody was wrong.
Yeah, they were all wrong, weren't they? 1 strike on Mr. Boggs. Ooh, he ducks away from a hook. 1-1.
First time Wade saw that pitch today.
He's one of the best strike-2 hitters I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, he's really hard to strike out, and he's basically thinking left side of the field. But the other side of that is he gives a lot of his power up for that, too. And I've watched Wade Boggs take batting practice many years. And Ernie, you probably have, too. If you have a home run hitting contest, he can crank them.
Right.
But he's never opened it up in the game.
There's a drive. It's hit deep. And it might be. It's long gone.
Well, he opened that one up, didn't he?
Opened that one up. A 2-run homer by Boggs to cut the lead to 11-2 favor the Tigers.
Probably be his first home run of about 10 this year, but gets ahead in the count, turns on that ball nicely.
Well, he showed him he could go with the power, and he puts 2 on the board for the Bays, and that brings the crowd to life a little bit.
You see right here, gets the ball over the middle of the plate. Wade just turns on that pitch. JT wanted that ball farther away, as I said earlier, pitching him away, playing him away. Can't defense that one.
11-2, the Tigers on the lead, and there's McGriff taking a cut of the hook. Strike 1. McGriff 0 for 2 for the day. And there's a drive to center, so McGriff weighs in with a single. That's the 3rd hit in this inning.
And see Runyon getting up, getting loose here. Crank it up.
That's Billy Hatcher, the first base coach down there with McGriff, who's picked up his first hit as a double ray. He'll get a lot more. Here's Mike Kelly 0 for 2. He's popped up twice. And too close from JT.
We look at JT now up to 81 pitches. This is about as far as he's been this year, and going to get a visit from Rick Adair to the mound. Let him get his wind back a little bit and give the bullpen a little chance to get loosened up.
Not only the number of pitches, Kurt, but as you mentioned before, sitting through a couple of big rallies.
There's no question.
Didn't help him at all.
No question that that has a big effect on pitchers. When you get in this opening day game, you have that extra adrenaline flowing, and you know he's overthrowing a little bit probably today, and he's going to take more out of his arm than he would normally in a spring game.
Well, Kelly back in the batter's box. Ball on the count on him. 1-1 on Kelly. Well, I guess one of the toughest things on opening day is the waiting time, isn't it? Everybody's sitting around waiting for it to get started. One and two, the count on Mike Kelly.
Justin's opened up with 2 off-speed pitches. His fastball is losing a little bit on his fastball, and that's what you're seeing Boggs hit. Now he's going to go to the off-speed stuff and try and get through this inning.
He's out of there, struck him out. That's his first strikeout in this game.
First strikeout and 3 off-speed pitches. Threw a real good changeup, had him 0-2. Good time to bounce it. Feel comfortable with Joe Oliver back there? Strike 3.
And here's Soretto up for his 3rd trip. He's hit the ball in the air twice. Fly to right and popped to second. Tigers lead it 11-2. There's a drive fair down in the right field corner, chased by Bobby Higginson. Around third now comes McGriff. He's held up, and it'll be a 2-bagger for Soretto.
Again, Paul Soretto, first pitch, fastball hitter, ball's up. Just tucked it inside of the bag.
That's the 4th hit this inning by the Rays. And they have a total of 8. Tigers lead 11-2. We're in the 6th. Josh Lewin will be back with you for the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So stay tuned. It's a strike. Flaherty flies to bounce to third base in the 3rd inning, and then a double to left the last time up. Strike 2 on John Flaherty.
Open flash up with the fastball, came back with the changeup.
Tigers got 4 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and 5 in the 5th inning. The Rays have picked up a pair here. There's the ball outside. There have been 2 home runs, one by Gonzalez and one by Boggs, both from the Tampa Bay area, and each came with a man on base. Struck him out, and that retires the side in the 6th inning at the end of 6. The Tigers 11 and the Devil Rays 2.
We now take you live via sparring camp as heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis prepares for his upcoming title defense. Lennox, how you doing?
I feel good.
So what's the pre-fight strategy?
My speed is the key.
You have to like your chances.
If I'm on my game, I'm unstoppable.
Word is that you're ducking Holyfield.
Say what? Any more questions?
Moms and dads.
The quick and nimble DeVille with the North Star system helps you handle just about anything. With a road-sensing suspension to smooth out life's imperfections. Speed-sensitive steering for easy parking, and traction control to hold the road. DeVille, for the time of your life. See your Cadillac dealer today. great vacation slip through your fingers. Hurry up and book a worry-free MLT vacation, the one with the satisfaction rating of 99%.
You're watching Fox Sports Detroit.
Josh Lewin with Kirk Gibson. I'm the short one, he's the tall one, and we're happy to be with you here from Tampa Bay, and very happy to be telling you about an 11-2 lead already. Wow.
Yeah, JT's thrown well. I think we weren't going to see him very much. Looks like a job well done, and give somebody else a chance to contribute today.
Brian Hunter to lead things off as we get it ready. Top of the 7th inning. Going after the knuckleball, attacking it. And he'll sky to shallow right. Second baseman Cairo to make the catch. Well, Kirk, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays already had one thing in common with the 62 Mets coming in today, the losingest expansion team ever with 120 games. Like the Mets, they won exactly 12 games in spring training. Probably doesn't bode real well to tell you that the Mets, in their very first opener, 1962, gave up exactly 11 runs. Tampa Bay has done that today. So far they're 2 for 2 in carbon copying the New York Mets of 62.
Well, I'd like to see some more runs, even though I like 1-0 games. As long as we're on the bandwagon, let's go.
Ground ball to second. Again, this is Cairo. Now, a couple of the games that you're looking at in terms of scores from around the league. One thing that is a little bit intriguing today to tell you about, in the San Diego-Cincinnati game, a 10-2 win for the Padres, Pokey Reese made as many errors as there are E's in his name. That includes first name and last name. That by the 4th inning. He made 4 errors at home on opening day by the 3rd inning.
Extra adrenaline, and I can say I can relate to him. I made a few errors on opening days in my career.
I was just
What are you trying to say, Josh?
I was wondering if you'd lead yourself to that story of your fabled home opener at Tiger Stadium. Here's Higginson down the right field line. And Bobby Higginson does have himself a base hit. He's got a double, in fact, with 2 away.
I'm going to have to dig some dirt up on you, I can see. You're getting tough.
More on that in a moment, but first let's take a look at this sweet swing by Higgy.
Well, Bobby finally gets on the board. Has to stay back on that knuckleballer. You see him lock that front leg out. It's always, when you get that first hit, boy, especially when it's a double, Josh, you just feel like you're flying.
Tony Clark already, a couple of hits, couple of runs scored. Tigers trying to build on an 11-2 lead. They've already tied their all-time record for runs scored in a season opener. They did it in '83, you might remember that, at Minnesota. Also in 1901. I don't assume that you remember that one.
1983, I was sitting the bench.
Tony Clark golfing one out to left field. That'll be caught up to by Kelly, and we are at the stretch with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays trailing the Tigers. Our score, Tigers 11 and the Rays 2.
Oh, yeah. Too much fun. Too much fun. Just mingling with everybody. I had a nice time, you know. Oh, it was pretty bomb. It kept me boogieing, you know what I'm saying? I was getting into the groove with the ladies, having a nice time.
You're grooving with the ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You meet all kinds of ladies?
Oh, yeah.
I've got a couple ladies you met tonight. Do you remember any of the names?
I don't remember none of the names, you know, but, you know, I wish I can get some numbers, though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my Discover card statement reads like a wish list.
What?
Toys. I like toys. I love pinball machines. This will improve my golf game. It is unbelievable to me how fortunate I've been in my life, and I can't ask for anything more. Discover card cashback bonus, no competition.
It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Slug it out with the Angels. Catch Baseball
Thursday on Fox Sports Detroit.
Catch the Pistons on Fox Sports Detroit. The next telecast Wednesday. Fred McLeod and Greg Kelser will be with you as the Pistons host the Cavs. Fox Sports tonight. Pistons pregame starts the night off live at 7. Right here, an 11-2 ball game, and it is the Major League debut of Sean Runyon. Young left-hander is a Rule 5 pick out of the San Diego Padres organization, and probably take some of the pressure off, I would think, to come on out there with a 9-run lead.
Yeah, it does take a little bit of the pressure off, but also you've got to force yourself to concentrate. You don't want to come out here and get lazy and just throw the ball down the middle. Sean has to come out here really just like it's a 0-0 game.
Justin Thompson, by the way, didn't walk anybody in his time on the mound. He struck out a couple. Finishes up just around 90 pitches, and Dave Martin looks at a fast one for a strike. We were talking about Pokey Reese making the 4 errors on opening day. You only made 1.
Well, I got hit in the head twice by sunballs. Somebody felt sorry for me.
Timeout. There's a beach ball on the field. Andy Leonard of the Boston Braves, the third baseman around the turn of the century, once made 9 errors in a game, if that's of any solace to Pokey Reese. But he has tied the modern-day opening day record by making 4 errors. And this at home, too. Boy, that's got to hurt.
I don't think the Cincinnati fans are in a real good mood. They just traded their starting pitcher, their best opening day pitcher away in Burba to Cleveland. So I think they realize that the management's kind of mailed this season in.
That one fouled away by Martinez. And, yeah, 10-2, the final today. The Mets, a 1-0 winner at home over the Phillies in the bottom of the 14th inning. This after Kurt Schilling won 8 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. It was Alberto Castillo singling home Brian McRae.
My kind of game.
We were talking about that. That's right. You love those 1-0.
I do.
How do you feel about 11-2 Tigers, though? Is that all right?
I'll take that also. I just like the 1-0 game. Every pitch, every play, do or die. Like that pressure. Get yourself ready for postseason that way.
Some of these Devil Rays, at least in terms of the contracts they've signed, to believe they will be in the postseason. Dave Martinez has a $50,000 incentive if he's the World Series MVP. It'll be a long road to get there for Tampa Bay.
That's positive thinking at its best.
Even Norman Vincent Peale would kind of snicker at that, though. You've got the all-time record for an expansion team, the best one has ever done. The Angels, 170 their first year. Nobody's ever done better. But, of course, in this era of free agency, there are those that think that Arizona and maybe Tampa Bay might get close to 500 in their first year. That one fades away, and it's now 3-2.
I don't know how they figure on that. I tend to disagree with that statement.
You think 68, 72-ish, something like that?
I think not 500. That's not that easy. There's a lot of teams out there in pretty good shape.
Runyon walks Martinez, the very first Major League batter that he has faced. Martinez was the very first Devil Ray to get a base hit. Pinballed one off the bag at first. That back in the 3rd inning. Buddy Bell watching on as his young pitcher tries to maintain a 9-run advantage. We're playing the last of the 7th. Fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count to Kevin Stocker. He's 1 out of 2. As we wonder what the Devil Rays will do in their expansion year, I know everybody else is saying, well, more importantly, what are the Tigers going to do as they move to the American League Central? Buddy Bell would love it if they could compete with those Cleveland Indians, his former team. Of course, the Indians are hurting. They did trade for Dave Burba, but Doc Gooden's on the DL. Foul ball punched back. The move to the AL Central, I got to think, Gibby, that's something that has to have Tiger fans excited to get out of that high-rent district of the East.
A much better place to be for Detroit, right in the rebuilding process. You got to believe that Cleveland's the real team to beat. Kansas City and Minnesota, I think you can rule them out. So it's really a three-team race in the division.
Tigers, of course, jumped up 26 games in the standings last year. Went from 53 wins to 79. Another foul by Stocker. There will not be another 26-game jump this year. You don't go from 53 to 79 to 105 and then to 131. But what you can do is maybe what the early 60s Phillies did. They won only 47 games in 61. That was an expansion year. So with Art Mahaffey on the mound, Johnny Callison pounding the home runs, they shot up to 81 the following year and then went from 81 to 87. Nice scoop by Oliver. Now, 87 wins didn't get him a pennant, but it did provide the basis for staying in the mid-80 win range for the next half a dozen years. And the question becomes, would you be happy with a mid-80s win total this year? Last year in this division, it only took 86 to actually win the division outright.
That's right. Cleveland won the division with 86. I think you'd have to be.
Stocker gets in a 1 to left. And Gonzalez puts it away. Well, before the game, Kirk and I were talking about it, the predictions about where the Tigers would finish and how many wins they would get. This is what I said. And I was sober at the time. I stand by this. 83 wins. 83 and 79 instead of 79 and 83. They'll just miss the Cleveland Indians. I hope I'm wrong, but that's my honest appraisal. How about you? I guess we'll probably
we'll get to mine. Disappointed, Josh.
You want me to be a homer? You want me to say they'll win 120? I'd love it if they did, but
you got to go in the locker room. Look at there. Look who I got up top. 86 plus or minus 4. We're going to beat Cleveland out.
Wait a minute. Where's the plus or minus? I want the plus or minus 4. They didn't say you could plus or minus 4.
And the reason I think that Randy Smith's still out there snooping around for a 200-inning pitcher who could make a big difference. I think we're going to go through the season a little bit this year and see where we're headed, what direction we're headed, and the team can convince Mr. Smith and Mr. Ilitch maybe to expand their budget halfway through the season to be number 1.
You talk about expanding budget. Sean Runyon is trying to get Garcia to expand his strike zone right here. It's not happening, and it's 1 and 2.
The other thing about me, I guess I would never admit that we could finish second on opening day. As a player, as an announcer, I can't do it.
1-2, cracked over to Randa at third, goes on to Easley for 1, back to first. It's a Tiger double play. The second they've turned, and the lead holds at 9. Tigers 11, Devil Rays 2. Kirk and I will return after this on Fox Sports Detroit.
If you like surprises, you'll like a lot of tire stores. See, they'll quote you a low price to get you in the door. Then you find out about all the extras they forgot to tell you about, like valve stems, mounting, balancing, until, surprise, you're paying up to $20 extra per tire.
Other stores may charge extra for extras. At Bell Tire, get the low out-the-door price you came in for. The extras are free.
When it comes to tires, I don't like surprises.
Bell Tire. We always beat all deals or it's free.
Things in life can change like that. All that work, and it's gone. But Farmers Insurance can help you get things back to the way they once were. That's why everything we do, from the way policies are written to the way claims are handled, revolves around getting you back to that point. Isn't that what insurance is supposed to do? Hey, wires can short out. Toasters can catch fire. These things happen. But with Farmers, we can at least help get you back where you belong.
Well, my Discover card statement reads like a wish list. What? Toys, I like toys. I love pinball machines. This will improve my golf game. It is unbelievable to me how fortunate I've been in my life, and I can't ask for anything more. Discover Card Cashback Bonus, no competition.
It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2. Accepted where you see the notice sign.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is being brought to you by the Discovery Channel. Explore your world. By Toyota. Toyota every day. And by Dodge. See your friendly local Dodge dealer today. Or tonight. Or tomorrow. It's 11-2 Tigers. We're playing the 8th. And let's get everybody off the field. There we go. Damian Easley is now ready, and it's the knuckleballer Springer to face him. And Easley all over that one, but he tags it foul. Big day for Damian. 3 hits, 3 runs scored, but really, Kirk, for the most part, it's been the new guys. What a welcome. Luis Gonzalez, 2 hits, including the first home run of the year. A couple of RBI. The 2 Joes, Randa and Oliver, each have 3 runs batted in.
My, did you see that ball drop there? That was the true knuckler.
I heard you talking about Charlie Huff, and he was the opening day pitcher for the Florida Marlins, the other Florida expansion team 5 years ago. Fly ball to left. There's Mike Kelly, 1 down.
Knuckleballers now, I talked earlier about when they get behind, they tend to come to their fastball, their little slider. When they get ahead, they tend to, I noticed the first pitch on Easley was 54 miles an hour. When they get ahead of you, they throw that knuckler about 60, 65 miles an hour, and it just really dives quickie.
Up behind Mike Kelly, up over his left shoulder, the Batter's Eye Restaurant. Behind those windows, there are people watching the game. As Gonzalez rakes the knuckler deep to right field, and it is knocked down at the wall by Dave Martinez. Gonzalez stops at second base. He came awfully close to a 2-home run opening day in his hometown.
Josh, Luis Gonzalez gets a hold of a knuckleball here, makes a bid for a second home run, but the thing that strikes me about this play, we talked about the warning track earlier. Here's a perfect example. Not knowing where you're at, he thinks that he's closer to the wall than he really is, lets up. 2 bases for Luis Gonzalez. Look at here, he's stopping way out in here. If you have that texture, you can take your steps.
Tough to feel the color changing under your feet. That's what the players were saying today. Buddy Bell talked about playing down at Cooper Stadium in Columbus. They'd have that Ohio Cup Series between the Indians and the Reds, and at Cooper Stadium in Columbus, they've got a double yellow line where the warning track should be, which is fine if you're an 18-wheeler, but if you're actually a player, that's a problem.
My first professional game was played down at Miami Stadium in 1978 summer, and they had asphalt, so there was no doubt when you stepped on the asphalt with your spikes where you were at.
You were probably sitting on the asphalt as your spikes go out from under you.
2-0 slider by Springer.
What a great first game for Joe Randa as a Tiger. 3 hits, 3 runs batted in. One after that, knuckler. Fly ball to Boggs over at third, 2 down. Action in the Tiger bullpen, Roberto Duran. See if he's ready. Rick Adair on the phone. Joe Oliver out in front of that soft knuckler. Here's another Joe with a great Tiger debut. 2 hits, 3 runs batted in. Joe Oliver, one of the guys before the game, Gibby, who was very impressed seeing all the luminaries they had coming out here to throw out the first pitches. Monty Irvin was here, Al Lopez, Stan the Man, Sam Musial, and the splendid splinter himself, Ted Williams.
Ted Williams could swing the bat a little bit, couldn't he?
Yes, he could. Started and ended his career with a home run. High drive, left field. Mike Kelly settles under it. That'll do it. And at the end of 7 1/2, it is the Tigers leading the Tampa Bay Devil Rays on opening day. It's 11-2.
With all its room, power, and payload, a Dodge truck can go just about anywhere. Right now, your Dodge dealer is taking this truck someplace a Dodge truck rarely goes. On sale. Announcing the National Dodge Truck Sale, where you can lease this Dodge Ram loaded with a mighty Magnum V8, air, and an automatic for just $229 a month. Or you can lease this hot Dakota Sport for just $199 a month and get a Magnum V6 at no extra charge. Select Dodge trucks now on sale at your friendly Dodge dealer.
We now...
Time to pay the bills. Again. This might be a good time to talk about Simple Pay from TCI. With Simple Pay, your cable bill is automatically deducted from your bank account each month. So, you'll have one less check to write, one less stamp to buy, one less bill to pay. Simple Pay is free and easy, unlike, say, you. Look for your enrollment form in this month's cable bill.
Hey, you're Ron Gaylord. I love you guys.
Well, thanks, but... I'm sorry to tell you this, but I clocked you at 78 miles an hour. To tell you the truth, I was daydreaming about the great deals you get at Dick Scott. Look, cars were past me as if I were parked. Why am I getting a ticket?
Well, to tell you the truth, you're the only one I could catch.
They never give you less than the best shot when you buy a Dodge from Dick Scott.
Prime time. Weeknights at 10.
Well, if you've ever wanted to go behind the scenes with the Tigers, we cordially invite you to start watching Tigers Weekly. It begins on April the 11th, every Saturday at 11 a.m. You can find it. John Keating will guide you through, and it should be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to bringing you a total of 85 regular season Tigers games here on Fox Sports Detroit. Josh Lewin, Kirk Gibson. We'll have Ernie Harwell along, of course. And there's Roberto Duran. He comes on to become the third Tiger pitcher of the afternoon. Remember, Justin Thompson was the starter, 6 innings of 8 hit ball. Sean Runyon made his big league debut without too much of a problem. And now it's Duran. And those 15 walks. That's the thing that...
that could be the killer. Oh, get rid of that.
He just circled Aaron Ledesma.
So if you look at the pitchers right there, we're trying to get everybody a little work today. So when they come in maybe in a little tighter situation, they don't have those opening day first appearance jitters.
Miguel Cairo, he's been handed the starting second baseman job. He's the only rookie in the lineup for Larry Rothschild. Does have a little bit of major league experience with the Blue Jays and the Cubs. Cubs getting trounced, by the way, 11-5 by the Marlins. Atlanta beat the Milwaukee Brewers 2-1. The return to National League Baseball for Milwaukee.
Should we think? Even though we still go there and play them this year. Not one of my favorite yards to visit.
No, that's a road trip that you tend to want to skip sometimes. Cairo peeling one foul, 1-2. In the American League, Mike Messina struck out 11, but he lost. Tim Belcher outpitched him overall. Kansas City wins 4-1 at the Orioles home opener.
Hang with them.
The White Sox 9-2 over Texas, one of the other games today. Yeah, I think the Orioles might win a game or two before it's done, huh?
Yeah, I think they will. And I think Mike Messina will be very consistent, as he's proven he is every year.
So we'll see him on Sunday. We've got the game for you from Baltimore. Cairo to the opposite field. Bobby Higginson takes care of it. It'll be Justin Thompson against Mike Messina. Pretty nice little pitching matchup.
Yes, it will. Well, Justin's going to always get matched up this year with their best pitcher if it's possible.
talk about best hitters, here is Wade Boggs. He is 199 hits away from 3,000. There's one hit today, a home run. And Wade Boggs will remind you if you ask him. The year he hit 24 home runs as a Boston Red Sox, he hit third in the order. He is hitting third in the order this year for Tampa Bay. So the implication is that he's going to have a big power year.
Yeah, and he's also the guy that the next year he went and asked that he could hit first again or second.
Want to protect that batting average?
Oh, that's my opinion. Josh and I have a little difference of opinion on Mr. Boggs and maybe the impact that he might have as a teammate. I would pass.
Well, as a teammate, I don't know him. I never played against him or with him, obviously. But as a hitter, this is a guy that has the best overall batting average of any American League hitter since Ted Williams.
Right, with no pop. You know what that means, Josh? No pop. Wade Boggs' claim to fame is he walked a run in the postseason. What else? Where's the other pop?
Well, there's a pop-up, if that helps, to Joe Randa for the second out. Well,
sit down.
His career batting average.
Don't get me started.
I'm saying he's got a better career batting average than Sam Musial, better than Hannes Wagner, Jimmy Fox, Joe DiMaggio. But your point is because he doesn't have 360-something home runs like DiMaggio, he's not on your team?
I'm just saying, I've played against Wade. I know many of his teammates, and I wouldn't pick him if I was picking a team. There are many other people, I think, that are better teammates and maybe have the opportunity to have more impact towards winning a World Series as opposed to 3,000 hits and a 3-whatever lifetime average. It means nothing to me.
Fred McGriff takes a little high. It's 1-1.
Did I sugarcoat that?
Oh, yeah, that was saccharine laden. Sure.
Now, I'm going to tell you how I really feel.
Make sure you got your V-chips in there, folks. There's a hit batsman, Fred McGriff. He is flunked. And Roberto Duran, those occasional fits of wildness will come up every once in a while.
Roberto Duran is, he has a little problem here with his control occasionally, and I know Fred McGriff doesn't want to hear that, but I think he gets hit on the elbow here. This is one of the places you do not want to get hit as a hitter. Right there on the elbow, right there. Ouch. It won't be bad right now, but those are the kind of things you get inflammation in there. They swell up. Makes it hard to swing a bat.
When you were facing a hard thrower who sometimes didn't know where it was going, like a Roberto Duran, do you change your approach?
Well, if it was 11-2, yeah, I'd duck early. I mean, that's, we used to have a guy, Mitch Williams. Everybody's heard of him. But you can never really change your approach. You're standing in there and you're aware, but you train yourself to take the proper approach, and that is to stand there and see the ball come out of his hand as quick as you can, recognize the pitch as quick as you can, and have a game plan.
Part of the reason why McGriff might have been glowering out at Duran, by the way, is Duran hit him last year in interleague play.
Well, as a hitter, you don't want to be hit, but I watched Duran's reaction. He didn't want to hit him. Maybe it was just a cover-up. He didn't want McGriff to come out and tear his head off.
Well, if you're McGriff, all you know is you faced this guy twice in your life, and he's hit you both times.
But at the same time, you're going to throw Fred McGriff inside.
That's right.
And you don't want to
better.
you don't want to let him get his arms out. And now, Duran seems to be a little upset about it, and he's got behind in this count. And this is why it's a good situation for him to be in this game. He's got to learn to concentrate now. He's got to put Fred McGriff behind him. He's over there first base, and he goes after him. Tony Clark will get him. He'll tackle him.
Well, McGriff takes a Teddy Roosevelt approach to baseball. He speaks softly, but he carries a very big stick. He doesn't give reporters a lot to work with, but then that is not in his job description. And actually, he'll talk about subjects other than himself very easily, but introspective he's not. He doesn't want to talk about his own hitting. He'd rather talk about the team.
I like that.
Runner on the move with a full count and 2 out. One thing I like about McGriff, he sets a goal every spring to hit 5 home runs a month. And I guess it works. He's hit 30 home runs several times. And you do the math, 6 months of the baseball season divided into 30 home runs. That's 5 home runs a month. Breaks it down a little bit, I guess. Landon near the line. And across to Clark for the out. That'll do it. Hit batsman and nothing else in the bottom of the 8th. The Tigers are an inning away from an opening day victory. It's 11-2.
Weeknights on Fox Sports News Prime Time. We are there.
Shush. 11-2 is our score. The Tigers, well, they've just been having a great time of it this afternoon. They are now facing yet another Tampa Bay pitcher, Jim Messier, former Yankee, and a guy with a screwball. Very unusual to see a right-handed pitcher with a screwgee. Mike Marshall used to have one for the Tigers, and I believe was the guy that threw the first round of batting practice that you ever faced at Michigan State, right?
Yes, it was. Mike Marshall, he threw that screwball. We were in the batting cage. I roped him 3 or 4 times, and the coaches very nicely said, out. And I knew it was a home run. Didn't want to hurt Mike's feelings.
We'll have a pinch hitter for the Tigers. Frank Catalanato is going to get in there. So Ripken's evening is done. He had a base hit, had a walk and a run scored. Tossed up in for a strike, Jim Messier. The guy that found out he'd been drafted by the Devil Rays while he was out on his honeymoon. Which kind of put a crimp into things for a day, if you know what I mean. 2 strikes to count to Frank Catalanato, and good to see Frank make the big club. I think this guy's got a pretty good career, Gibby.
Yes, I do, and I talked to a couple of coaches earlier today, and Frank needs a little bit of experience and loves that fastball. Loves that fastball. All youngsters do.
Frank was telling us before the game, it's just such a stark contrast that last year at this time, he was opening the season at Skelton Stadium down in Toledo. And here he is at a brand new ballpark here in Tampa Bay. He's a big leaguer now. Strike 3 is called. Fades over the outside black.
Not a good way to start the season, but good game to do it. 11-2. Gets a little fool right here. Ooh, Richie, strike zone's getting bigger. Oh, my. I give Frank credit for not saying anything.
Here's Brian Hunter. Well, Richie Garcia, he was at the opening day for an expansion team before for the Toronto Blue Jays, Exhibition Stadium, 1977. And believe me, he wanted to get off the field quickly that day because it was snowing.
My.
It was about 30 degrees. It snowed all game.
I played in a few of those.
I bet you have.
No, it was an 80 in Detroit or 70 or 80 in Detroit. What's it going to be next week?
12, 13. There's the strike to Hunter. And that will be the second out of the inning. And another pinch hitter set to come up. Pete Incaviglia. Strike up the welcome back Cotter music here. Inky comes back from what was, in his estimation, his worst year ever in baseball. When he was a Tiger in '91, he said, that's as bad as I've ever played.
And helped to motivate him to get back in shape. Probably looks as good as he's ever looked since he's been in the major leagues.
He's lost 42 pounds off that frame. And 17 numerals off of that jersey. He was 37 until yesterday. Decided to become Barry Sanders on us here, wearing 20. Who do you figure wins that foot race? Barry Sanders or Inky?
Well, I'll take Barry. This Pursuer isn't the best guy to face. A lot of arm motion, ball moves. First guy to face of the year. I think he'd just like him to give him a nice straight fastball. You see, it's threw him at 93 mile an hour, and you know he's getting ready to snap something off here. Wasted that one inside.
Incaviglia drills one to center field. Back goes McCracken. At the track, he's got it. And the Tigers down in order, but they've got 11 on the board. And And 11-2 the score, going to the bottom of the ninth on opening day.
Hi, this is Tony Clark of the Detroit Tigers, urging you to be a pal and support the Detroit Police Athletic League.
To find out more about the Police Athletic League, give us a call at 313-596-1751.
We now take you live via sparring cams as heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis prepares for his upcoming title defense. Lennox, how you doing?
I feel good.
So what's the pre-fight strategy?
My speed is the key.
You have to like your chances.
If I'm on my game, I'm unstoppable.
Word is that you're ducking Holyfield.
Say what? Any more questions?
Look, I'll take the last word on this one. Scottie Pippen is the best all-around player in the NBA. I'm Jim Rome.
And I'm Wallace Matthews.
And that's it for another edition of The Last Word.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Check you next time.
Stay easy.
See you later.
Take care.
It's a jungle out there.
Drive safely.
Remember all 4 food groups.
Eat your fiber.
Death is below average.
Watch out for the killer bee.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
A bird in the hand is worth 2
The cab drivers are belligerent.
Put up your convertible top.
Wear a condom.
Let's do lunch.
And don't let that door crack you on the way out.
Home team's Fox attitude. You're watching Fox Sports Detroit.
A day of firsts, and the very first base hit at this ballpark. Tony Clark gets it as he bloops one into left field. The first Devil Ray hit would come in the third. Dave Martinez plays pinball with the first base bag. That stands up as the first ever Devil Ray hit. And the first home run, hello Luis Gonzalez, to right field. Wade Boggs would later add a 2-run shot for Tampa Bay. That's the 2 Tampa Bay runs. It's 11-2 Tigers.
Luis hit it to Grandma.
That's right.
Speaking of grandmas, I like to say hi to my grandma, 97 years young.
All right.
Sure she's watching the game. She better be.
Frank Catalanato in at second. Damian Easley gets shoved over to short. And the regular season Tiger debut on the mound of Bryce Flory. Sinker baller. Rick Adair was telling us he has got the best sinker that he has maybe ever seen. Now,
hope he keeps it going.
There are some guys that have thrown some pretty good sinkers the last 10 or 20 years, and that Rick Adair has seen a lot of pretty good sinker ballers, so that is high praise.
Very tough on left-handed hitters.
Tommy John had the great sinker. Away his back. Of course, Kevin Brown throws that hard two-seam stuff now. Is he the best that you've seen these days?
He probably is in today's game.
And Sorrento lifting one to shallow center. He usually grabs it one down.
Kevin Brown used to just be a hard thrower and learn to change his grip. Oral Hershiser, when I played in Los Angeles, threw a very good sinker when he went into almost 60 innings without giving up a run. Did it with a sinker. Pitchers tend to learn the different grips, just a little bit of finger pressure difference. Sometimes the index finger, sometimes the middle finger. And I've known others that have cut part of their finger off and come up with a good sinker. Milt Wilcox being one of them.
Yeah. Bob Wickman. Same
Wickman,
thing.
yeah.
Well, long day for the budding Tampa Bay fan base. They were down 11-0 for the Devil Rays. It's now 11-2. And you look around at the hitting stars, they are plentiful for the Tigers, of course. Brian Hunter, couple hits, couple RBI. Vip Roberts in his Tiger debut knocks in a run. Tony Clark, couple of hits. Damian Easley had 3 of them. Same for Gonzalez, same for Joe Randa. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes to John Flaherty. And the RBI totals, well, it's the 2 Joes, Randa and Oliver. They each contributed 3. 3-2 the count. Don't forget the home opener is set for next Tuesday. These very Tampa Bay Devil Rays will be taking on the Tigers at Michigan and Trumbull. We hope to see you there. Into center, base hit. Former Tiger John Flaherty. And And Bobby Smith will be making his Major League debut now. He's going to come up as a pinch hitter. And he's got his mom here, does Bobby Smith. So some excitement for this young guy. Major League debut. He's flown in his mom to be here, and sure enough, Sonny Boy gets in the game.
Looks like everybody's going to get a chance to hit today. Bubba Trammell used to play for Detroit. He's in the on-deck circle. Larry Rothschild letting everybody get their feet wet today.
Bobby Smith wears that number 9 in honor of his dad, who passed away when Bobby was 9 years old. And his sister, Stacy, died of a heart problem when she was 9. So that's why he wears that number.
Not a very lucky number, is it?
No. They like this guy. They figure that he'll play third base when Wade Boggs moves on, retires after he gets that 3,000 hit.
Yeah. Or needs a day off.
Well, that's what they're excited about here in Tampa Bay. The veterans, both of them Tampa Bay natives at the corners. Boggs at third, McGriff at first. Strike shaves the outside corner 2-2.
Boggs also known as a very superstitious person.
That's right.
And I wonder, one of his superstitions is he has to take a shower in the same shower all the time.
There's a ball hit off of Flory. That'll be the first Major League base hit for Bobby Smith, and taking the turn going to third is Flaherty. Now he hit it off of the pitcher, Bryce Flory, and hey, get that man the baseball. Tony Clark indeed is being instructed by Billy Hatcher.
Gets a hold of a good slider right there. Supposed to catch that with your glove, Bryce. Kind of a hanging slider, actually. Got hit in the shin. Not a bad area to get hit at.
Now, I got to ask you about Boggs. Did you ever know of a time when his teammates, with that knowledge that he prefers the same shower every time, would kind of get on him a little bit and run into that shower first so he couldn't get there?
On a daily basis. Only when the jokes are funny. That means when they're winning. One of my little close personal friends, Boomer Wells, sometimes took homage to take an extra long shower in Mr. Boggs' shower.
So, and Wade, and he's hiding from you right now. He's behind Jamie Reed there.
And then turn around and look at Wade and say, there's 4 empty showers here. Are you going to take a shower? Knowing well what he was waiting for.
Well, in the Tiger bullpen, just in case, Doug Bockler and Todd Jones. Tigers leading 11-2. And here is Bubba Trammell, former Tiger prospect, and they already love this guy here in Tampa Bay. They're chanting his name.
They love his name.
He's got a very easily chantable name. Bubba.
Iggy. Don't jump on that bandwagon, Josh.
Well, I'm not rooting for him now. I'm saying he's got an easy name to chant.
Come on, Bryce, you got to bear down here. Get you a nice ground ball. Finish up with the double play. Get that sinker going. Bubba Trammell, good guy to double up.
We talked about the numbers that the players are wearing. They put Bubba Trammell in 21. He ought to be wearing number 11. He was drafted several years ago by the Tigers in round 11. He was taken in the expansion draft by Tampa at number 11. 11's a magic number for the Tigers today. They're up 11-2. 4 in the second, 2 in the third, and 5 in the fifth. Gotta love seeing those crooked numbers up there instead of the straight lines, huh?
On our side, I love it.
Down and in, and the bases are full of Devil Rays. Well, the guy that's already hit into 2 double plays in this game is coming up now, Quentin McCracken. A trifecta would be lovely.
The guy you wouldn't think that would hit into 2 all year. Good speed.
Well, the Tigers' infield defense is poised and ready for a ground ball. They lead 11-2. On the phone with the bullpen. Bockler and Jones both working down there. Ground ball under the glove of Catalanato, 1 run in. Well, they got the ground ball, but it didn't pass the catch. As Ernie Harwell's been calling him, it's now 11-3.
Bobby Higginson does a real good job of charging this ball. Devil Rays are not going to take any chances. Down by 9 runs. See the ball get through here. He comes in. You can cheat 5 steps in because you've got the big lead. You only get 1 run out of it.
And a pinch hitter for the Devil Rays. Rich Butler's going to come up now. Former Toronto Blue Jay. That one sails in. Strike 1 called by Richie Garcia. We'll be back on the air with more Tigers baseball Thursday night. Tony Saunders, changeup artist on the mound for Tampa. Ground ball, base hit. 1 run in. They will not test the arm of Higginson. It's 11-4. Kirk, the very first Tigers game in franchise history. The Tigers scored 10 in the 9th to win.
Don't even go there.
You telling me they came in with a 9-run lead here in the bottom of the 9th? Are the Devil Rays thinking, let's go back to 1901?
Well, Buddy's thinking that's not going to happen. He's going out to the mound, and
it'll be Boxler coming on. 11-4 ball game, bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded, 1 out. Back after this.
If you like surprises, you'll like a lot of tire stores. See, they'll quote you a low price to get you in the door. Then you find out about all the extras they forgot to tell you about, like valve stems, mounting, balancing, until, surprise, you're paying up to $20 extra per tire.
Other stores may charge extra for extras. At Bell Tire, get the low out-the-door price you came in for. The extras are free.
When it comes to tires, I don't like surprises.
Bell Tire. We always beat all deals or it's free.
You have a good time tonight?
Oh, yeah. Too much fun. Too much fun. Just mingling with everybody. I had a nice time, you know. Oh, it was pretty bomb. It kept me bugging, you know what I'm saying? I was getting into the groove with the ladies, having a nice time.
You're grooving with the ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You meet all kinds of ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me that. Tell me about a couple ladies you met tonight. Do you remember any of the names?
No, I don't remember none of the names, you know, but... You know, I wish I can get some numbers, though.
Oh, yeah.
Fort Wayne Comets. Well, the Devil Ray fans trying to get their team back into it in the bottom of the 9th. Don't forget, we've got IHL hockey coming up when this game is done. The Vipers taking on the Fort Wayne Comets. Here is Doug Bockler, and he's going to be the one that tries to close this thing out.
Everybody's going to get a chance, and those young boys were just sleeping about an inning ago.
Well, they're up and at 'em now. 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. And the Devil Rays are trailing by the identical score by which the 62 Mets lost their first ever game.
Go at it, boys.
Look at those guys. They're loving this.
Is that the Gibson household?
Yeah, that guy just banged his head on the dugout.
There's some great wedding dancers.
Wow. I'm assuming that's a padded dugout, but...
Need a little bit of candy this game, Josh?
Well, apparently.
Mix a hot dog in there.
Well, here is Wade Boggs. The countdown is on for him towards 3,000 hits in his career. This place will go nuts if he gets number 2802 right now. That would bring in at least another run. Boggs has homered in this game. Ducks him off. Now, come on, fans. Bockler is not trying to hit Wade Boggs with the bases loaded here.
No question about that. Trying to get a double play. Goes too high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Doug Bockler had a miserable
successful spring training with the Oakland A's, but this is a guy that has done it at the major league level with the San Diego Padres. Great numbers there.
Doug Bachler needs to keep the ball down. One of his problems is he misses high.
Yep. They tried to change his mechanics in spring training in Oakland, but please note that the pitching coach who tried to change his mechanics just got fired, Bob Sluck. Bachler says, leave me alone, I'll be fine. Or maybe Bob Sluck knew something. Ball 4, 11-5.
Look at Buddy Bell. I'm not real happy with what's going on. I don't think they really want to bring Todd Jones in, but you're getting to the meat of the lineup. You don't ever want to let that high run come up. Somebody important coming to the plate.
Rick Adair is going to go out to talk to Bachler, and Wade Boggs turning in exactly what he is most famous for, that bases-loaded walk he worked off of Mark Wohlers in the World Series. Not quite the magnitude of that one to make it an 11-5 game, but remember, there's only one out. You've got some power guys coming.
Double play.
Well, Fred McGriff led the National League last year, hitting into more double plays than anybody else.
Double play.
That's the good news. And it is Fred McGriff coming up, and I'm sure that's part of the discussion, right? Just reminding Bachler that you keep it down. Todd Jones will not have to come into this game.
This is very hard when the other thing is, because it's such a long inning and you have a lot of interruptions as a position player, you've got to really concentrate and tell yourself, if the ball's hit to me, this is what I got to do with it, because you tend to get a little lazy and not make the play.
Strike. Three men on. 2 outs to go before an opening day victory. Very high fly ball, shallow left. Gonzalez looking for it. Has it. And quickly played back in. 2 down. All right, now you're feeling a little better, right?
Well, I felt fine the whole time. You're the one who was pressing the panic button, Josh. I don't think that way. Not until it's reality.
Well, Mike Kelly now becomes the last chance for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And Buddy Bell, he was looking for the antacid tablets just a moment ago. Maybe can chill out a little bit. 1 more out to go, and you've got the opening day win.
Just the big guy upstairs reminding Buddy that things just don't come that easy here in the Major League.
Kelly, nothing out of 4. He didn't miss that pitch by much, did he? Sailed it right back to the net.
He's definitely going for the fences here. When you see the bases loaded, get a first pitch fastball, you're going to let it go.
Dust that outside corner, and now it's 0-2. A forgiving outside corner.
Very. A little bit of movement on that, a little cut. Going to feed him high fastballs here.
That one scooped out of the dirt. Paul Sorrento, another guy who knows how to hit the long ball, is on deck, but right now it's Kelly.
Paul Sorrento's a guy you don't want to see come up being the tying run. He would not be.
Bachler trying to finish it off. Off of Bachler. And the ball comes loose. No tag. It says the first base umpire, Mike Riley. And we'll see if Bachler's okay. It's now 11-6 on a cannon shot right back at him.
Yeah, that ball got a lot of meat. I heard it hit his arm. Bachler had the ball. If you're watching this replay, he actually made a good recovery here. Good replay. He tries to tag him. You got to get that other hand on the glove. Didn't have time to do that. But look how the ball is snow coning anyway. Got to try and get that other hand on there. Pops out. this guy gets on, you will see Doug Jones. Todd Jones, I'm sorry. All those Joneses are flowing together. Long game.
To keep up with the Joneses. Paul Sereno, as the tying man has moved on deck. One ball, one strike to count to him. This is the guy that had the first ever hit to open up Oriole Park at Camden Yards. So he was the even money bet to get that here today. Did not get it. Ground ball near the line and thankfully foul. First Devil Ray hit was off the bat of Dave Martinez, but back then Buddy Bell's team was already well into the lead at 6-0. First Tiger hit was from Tony Clark. He also scored the first run. But since then, 16 more runs have come in.
What's up with a little wrinkle here?
2 balls, 2 strikes. All right, what do you do here?
Got to get the ball down. Paul Sereno loves the ball up, loves the fastball up. Get the ball down, get it away.
Got him! And the ball game's over. The Tigers have won it on opening day.
Little off-speed pitch there, Josh.
And the fans still stand and cheer for their Devil Rays. They put up a fight in the last of the ninth with 4 runs in to close it out as an 11-6 final. We'll be back with more from Tropicana Field after this timeout. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit.